minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael, and today we're back, baby. With me, as always, is Mad Matt from Mad Matt's Mask. What is up, my friend? How you doing, brother?
Michael, I'm doing great, buddy. We got a chance to talk backstage, and not seen you here a whole lot lately.
It was good to catch up, man.
And it was great to catch up.
It was definitely good to catch up.
And I'm absolutely stoked about what we have in store for this evening, because 2000 from 2009 is just, for me, strange. And there's bangers in there. There's movies that are, not so much. And if I know you and I the way I think I do, we are going to have completely opposite list, and I think that's great, man. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into it. It's great to have all you guys back here, and yeah, I love it. Let's do it.
Going through this, dude, looking at all these movies over the last couple days, so what I do is I'll go to I'll just Google like horror movies from 2000 2009. Because I don't know those off the top of my head. Like, oh yeah, in 2003 this came out. You know what I mean? It's kind of a blur. So I go through the list and I'm just like,
we're not all Sheldons, man.
Right? You know what I mean? And I'm going through the list and I'm looking at some of these like, wow, man, that's awesome. Wow, man, that's awesome. But then again, as I go through the list of all the horror movies that came out in that decade, I'm like, dude, there is no way you could pick 100 people and you are definitely going to have 100 different lists. You know what I mean? Like with my list, and we spoke a little bit about this backstage, there is no like rhyme or reason to my list. One movie is totally different from another, and it's on my list for another reason than the one before it. It's not all like, usually I'm like, most of the time I rank them because of this, and this. It's like, well, these three was because I felt that way. These three were because I felt that way. And this one I can just watch any time I want. You know what I mean? So it was just a funny list because the movies that came out in this decade, being horror, they were so much different. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like I got Michael, I got Jason, I got Leatherface. You know what I mean? It was just like, no, man, there is some crazy stuff that came out in this decade.
Absolutely. It's so crazy. It had me like 10 minutes before we went live, like wanting to like check with you, like, can we do like a top 13? Like,
right, yeah.
Because I had I seriously, I have an 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that like I just can't stand that they're not on my top 10. Like,
yeah, I have a few like that too.
I've got a few that I just can't stand that are. I was even trying my best to just fit them in, and yeah, you can't, man. You're talking 10 movies in a decade. You've got 10 movies for a decade. It's not easy to do, especially when it's such a bonkers. I'll use the word bonkers of a decade, because like you said, it's not just like, hey, Nightmare on Elm Street came out or this came out. It's you've got great ones that came out in the slasher genre. You've got great ones that came out in the paranormal genre. It's all over the board, man.
You got vampire movies, you got originals, you got remakes, you got there is just so much.
It is all over the board
stuff, man. Like, yeah, it's crazy. And this list, like you were saying, I'm glad you struggled with it as much as I did, because I look at my list right now, like I could probably move that one here and put that one there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at my list right now. Like, yeah, do I like it? Yeah, it looks good.
I almost would just say, like, for number 10, I've got these two. For number 9, I've got these guys.
Number 10, I've got these 8 for number 9. Yeah, I get it, man. This was a tough one. And if you remember, we talked a little bit about this, and I talked about a little bit, 2 weeks ago on our last show when Dave McRae was on. This is the decade that I'm probably the least, because for almost half of this decade, I was gone. You know what I mean? So a lot of these I didn't get to see in the theaters when they came out. It was see the DVD somewhere. I was like, oh, when the hell did this come out? You know what I mean? Because I was gone.
In the military, you had a hiatus there.
So it was,
there. I would have loved for you to have seen Jeepers Creepers in the theater with me, my man. But yeah,
I did not see, dude. I didn't see Jeepers Creepers until probably 2000. Well, no, I was still in the military when I saw it, but it was on DVD. So it was probably like 2003 ish, maybe. I don't know. I remember where I was when I saw it, though, which is crazy because I can't tell you where I was the first time I saw half of these movies.
No, I get that, and I'm the opposite, man. Like that era, I was late in high school. I graduated in 2002. I had nothing to do but go to the theater with my boys. So I'm up to speed on it, man. But it's a wild decade for horror.
Definitely. Let's say what's up to everybody in the chat. Let's go through the list and see who's here today. Jerry Wilson is here saying, hi, all. I hope everyone is doing awesome. What is up, Jerry, my man?
Great to see you, Jerry. Great to see you, buddy.
Lydia is here. Heidi ho. What is up, Lydia?
Great to see you, Lydia. Hello.
Jerry is also saying he smashed that like button upon entering. That's fantastic, Jerry.
Nice.
See, who else do we have here? Callie's here saying, hi, everyone. What is up, Callie? How you doing?
Hello, Callie. Nice to see you on here.
Russell Dorsey's in the chat saying, what's up, everyone? I smashed that like button before I came in this awesome stream and chat. Happy Sunday, everyone. What is up, Russell? How you doing, buddy?
Happy Sunday to you, Russell. It's great to see you back as always, my friend.
I hate when I
true horror fan right there. Russell, love you, buddy.
Polar's here, one of my mods. What is up, Polar? She's saying, hey, y'all.
Hello, Polar.
Allison is in the chat saying, hello, everyone. What is up, Allison?
Great to see you on here, Allison. How are you?
Kim is in the chat saying, hi, everyone. What is up, Kim? How are you doing?
Great to see you on here, Kim. Great to see you on here.
And James has entered the chat. James is saying, hi, everybody. I hope you've been having a storm-free evening. James, I have not looked out of my window within the last couple hours, so I am not sure. I haven't heard anything, though.
I'm the same. I had a friend of mine text me saying there was like tornadoes and whatnot, but yeah, it's calm as a cucumber down here where I am. So
that's all we need. It's like my number one, and then there's a big storm and the power just goes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll probably happen.
Oh, fantastic. Mad Mom, aka Teresa Stevens, is in the house saying, hello, everyone. If you notice that I'm a little reserved tonight, it's because my son told me to behave. It sounds like you had a stern talking to. What's the backstory with that there, Matt?
Let's just
what
push
are you saying
forward.
To Teresa?
Let's just push forward, guys.
I feel like we should investigate this a little more.
She can act up from time to time. I try my best to keep her reeled back. Yeah. Love you, Mom. Great to see you on here as always.
See if I got everybody. I think I did. Oh, looks like I got everybody. Excellent.
Nice,
Excellent.
nice.
So it is so good to see everyone. It's so good to be back too. I haven't been in front of a microphone in a while. I did do a watch party on the Carbonite Jedi. We watched The Fifth Element on Friday, but you really don't. Yeah, like it had been a while since I saw that too. So definitely a shout out to Michael, the Carbonite Jedi, over there. We had a good time with that.
Oh, it's been 15 years since I've seen that.
It had been probably longer since I saw that.
Wow.
Man. And it's just like, just to see, you know, I won't get into it too much, but just to see, you know, Chris Tucker go from Smokey to the person he was playing in The Fifth Element, it was just freaking crazy. You know what I mean? Like it just had me smiling like the whole time. Like a really good movie. It definitely
is, and tons of memorable characters, man, in that movie.
Yeah. It had been a long time for me. Like I had an idea what it was about, you know what I mean? But it had been so long, there were a lot of the details, you know, that I missed going back and watching it. And, you know, quite a few good scenes in that. It was pretty good. It was definitely pretty good. Kim made it a point to comment, you know, to Teresa saying, don't listen to him, just have fun. So I'm not trying to stir the pot. You guys know I don't do that, but I'm just going to put that spoon away just a little bit.
Coming from Kim, that does not surprise me whatsoever. Like, not in the least. Like, yeah.
Russell is saying, I'm good. I've been watching Star Wars, Clone Wars animated TV series, Michael and Matt. You know what, dude? Russell, when you finish that, let's have a conversation. I am huge into the Clone Wars. And if you're thinking about it, are you going to watch Rebels afterwards? And if you're not sure, I highly recommend that you do. Fantastic series. Definitely fantastic.
That's just another thing I'm like jealous of, man. I don't know why. I've always been jealous of the Star Wars fans. It's something I wish I could get into, but I can't. But it seems like so much fun
to
have the passion that you Star Wars fans have. Like,
well, it's not just Star Wars. Like, so, you know,
is it sci-fi in general?
No, well, like, it is for me. It is Star Wars, you know. But then there are other people that feel the same way about Star Trek and Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Like,
and they love it, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's great to see.
Yeah, you latch on to that, man, and then once you're invested at that point, it's like, you know, well, I gotta know what happens next. You know, I've been watching these movies for 40 years at this point. You know, but
I'll say this over and over, like, just like it don't matter if it's Harry Potter, if it's Lord of the Rings, man. I love to see people super passionate about what they watch, man, because that's where I am with, you know, my Michael Myers and you know, horror. Yeah, I love it, man. It's awesome.
The thing with, you know, like Lord of the Rings, like going into that, I thought I was gonna like it, you know, but I didn't. You know, and it was funny because there's so many people that love it, you know, and same with Harry Potter. I respect your gangster over there. You know what I mean? But
I'm surprised.
Just didn't really, you know, latch on to me.
I'm surprised that you didn't latch on to Lord of the Rings. That actually does shock me a little bit. I even can get it's not my baby, you know. Right. I don't have the backpack or anything, but I can get down with some Lord of the Rings, man.
It was like, you know, for so long, you know, I was wrapped up in that whole like Star Wars versus Lord of the Rings debates with people and things like that, man. And it's just like,
see, I don't get into any of that.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun back in the day before people got toxic and crazy about it. Okay. You know what I mean?
And wanted to show up at your house at 2 in the morning. And
it was just like, you know, and believe it or not, when the prequels came out for Star Wars, it didn't help us right away. You know what I mean? Like we had our original trilogy forever, you know, and then the prequels came out. It didn't help our battle with that because they were so They
I'll tell
weren't
you
well
one thing.
received.
I'll tell you one thing right off the rip that I don't want to mess with. I don't want to mess with any true Star Wars fans. I've heard they are just like, dude, you just don't like that's
It's
it's
not
like
that.
it's like
It's
a blood
just,
going into the crypts territory. You just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like
no. It's
from what I've heard, man,
it's all keyboard warriors. You know what I mean? They're all gonna say it over a keyboard, but they're not gonna come up to your face and say it. You know what I mean?
The Star Wars fans aren't true, like just badass, big old buff 6'6" dudes. That's shocking.
You know, that's
shocking.
That's how we roll, man. That's how we roll.
But they'll beat your ass on keyboard
behind the safety of a keyboard.
They will rip you. They will rip you and your mother. I get it.
I will rip you anonymously. You will never see my face. I will have the call sign Rogue 2, and I will just blast you,
with my lifesaver. Yeah.
I will just blast you over the internet. And that's as far as this is gonna go, because when I'm in a conversation, it's awkward and quiet.
That's so great, man. And God forbid I'm in front of a girl.
Yeah. Hey, now. Anyway, I can sit here and blast you for paragraph after paragraph of things. You put me in a social situation, it gets real quiet real fast. Yeah,
with the pretty girl, and
I might be that guy.
I don't have a clue what to say.
I have no idea. Socially awkward, totally. But yeah, man, you ready to about get started on this, man? I am geeked to. I'm definitely looking forward to the chat responses to the movies that definitely come out of my mouth. And judging by your list and, you talking to me about, how you felt about your list. Of course, I don't know what your list is, but just to see the comments on the movies we come out
I'm
with.
excited to go out of my comfort zone a little bit. Like, I want to be a little different. And I want to fight with you a little bit tonight. I don't know why.
Let me get my keyboard ready, man.
But I
do it all in the chat.
Do it, man.
Do it all in the chat.
I want to fight a little bit. I want to dog your shit. I want to.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna try my best, man. I'm gonna try my best.
Russell is saying that they might challenge you to a lightsaber battle, Matt. And don't worry, dude. I will school you on the art of the lightsaber. I'll get you ready for it, man. I won't leave you hanging out there.
Can you bring nunchucks to a lightsaber fight?
No, because you'll lose.
All right.
You'll lose. The lightsaber's like you could stick it through metal and cut it open. You don't want nunchucks. So, don't bring a nunchucks to a lightsaber battle.
Okay.
That'll be the rule of today.
Never hurts to ask, man.
Let me go ahead and drop us out of here, get this intro going, and we'll get started on these great horror movies from 2000 to 2009. We will be right back.
God.
Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers. Thug life. And here we go.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart, I knew that hell would not have him.
wish I had you all alone. Just the two of us.
Let's see. Okay, we are back, and I just want to jump in the chat to make sure that we are catching up with everyone who came in while we were in our intro. And Teresa Stevens popped this up here too. Anybody out there watching
Nice.
City? I have seen episode 1 and 2, and it is absolutely amazing. I love The Walking Dead. There's a scene in episode 2 where Negan goes back to his old self, and I loved it. I have seen episode 1. I have not seen episode 2 yet. So I will jump on that soon. And maybe I will jump on here Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure.
I gotta grab something real quick that's for you, Michael, and I'll be right back, my man, in 2 seconds.
Sweet.
I've got to get his.
Kirsten's here saying, hey, everyone. What is up, Kirsten? How are you doing today? Russell is saying, I haven't watched Walking Dead City. I haven't watched Walking Dead City yet, but I will. Yeah, definitely. It started off good, so I'm excited to see episode 2. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Let's see. Thomas Morris here saying, hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play? Yeah. I love that. I love the original, especially the original. The original is my favorite. Jeff D'Angelo is in the chat saying, hello, everyone. What is up, Jeff? How you doing, my man? And I think that we've got Russell is saying Yoda cracks me up. Star Wars Clone Wars animated TV series. Yeah, man. It's yeah. He does. It gets crazy too. So it'll
I apologize. That is Michael. That's for you, buddy.
Oh, it's the nurse and
yes.
her husband from Halloween Kills.
Do not let me forget, to put that in your hands, my friend.
Hell yeah, man. I actually follow both of them on Instagram too. That is
from me to you, buddy.
Thank you.
I love you, man.
Appreciate that. Thanks, man.
So yeah.
It's freaking awesome. Yeah,
I thought I lost it for a minute. I was freaking out. Sorry.
I definitely will not let you forget to give me that. Oh yeah, definitely.
No, they were so cool too.
Yeah, man. Like I don't think that
great characters.
I had a chance to meet them. Yeah, I love their characters and kills. And
I do too. I'm a doctor. My husband's a nurse. They're like, naturally.
That's what we thought.
I love it.
James is saying, I'm going to watch it, Mad Mom. So far, it's a good show. Negan is a badass. Loved it. I'm not going to read that. That has a spoiler in it. No spoilers, please.
Negan is a badass. Let's just go with that.
Definitely.
Wait, James gave a spoiler? I don't believe that.
I started reading it, and I was just like, oh, no, I don't want to know that. Ike is in the chat saying, hello, fellow horror nerds. What is up, my man?
That's my good friend, Michael John. John, great to see you, buddy. You and Kim. Love you guys, man.
All right. I think that we are caught up there. Before we go, there were a few announcements this week. If you are going to Scarefest in Lexington, they added a few more people that are going to be there. Another Friday the 13th Final Girl. So now they have part 1, part 2, part 4, part 5, part 7, and part 8. The final girls from all of those Friday the 13th movies are going to be in Lexington in October.
Part 8.
8, yeah. That
the
girl.
Boat.
Yeah. Yeah, the girl with the dog. Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. And
yeah.
You know how much work they put in to get all them at the same time, dude? That's awesome.
It's like I need to get a poster, like a final girl thing at this point. I thought about maybe I can get Amy Steele to sign Friday the 13th 2 poster. I could get Adrian King to sign.
No,
dude, that's too much.
Final girl poster, yeah.
Something like that, yeah, for Friday the 13th. So
and I have a lot of love. Like, I have a lot of. Don't get me wrong. Jason Takes Manhattan. I know it's not the best film, but damn it, I got a lot of love for that movie. It seems like in my childhood, that movie played almost more than any Friday the 13th at one period in time.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot. I got a lot of love for that movie, man. James, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, James just bought a framed picture of Jason with the guitar, man. And it's
nice.
like these beautiful colors. It's like pink and purple. And it just screams 80s. He's got the guitar from that amazing guitar kill from Takes Manhattan. And it's beautiful.
That's definitely awesome. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. But dude, it's like I don't know if I can be all these places that I want to be at Scarefest. We only have 3 days. It's like the amount of people that are gonna be there at this point. It's like I don't know, man. Me and you might have to have a conversation about divide and conquer seriously, because there's no way I can wait in that many lines. Like,
what we'll do, man, we'll go to Perkins. We'll have cocaine and waffles for breakfast.
Yeah,
okay?
I think that'll probably be the only way to get it done.
And then before we know it, we'll have half of those autographs just done. Like maybe on shit we didn't even like plan on. Like, but I'm telling you, dude, that's a great way to start.
Isn't that the number 6 at Waffle House?
What's that? What's that?
I said, isn't that the number 6 at Waffle House? Combo number 6?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
It is too.
Yeah, I'll just have the cocaine and waffles. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Number 6, please. Oh, you want the cocaine and waffles?
I'm
Yes,
not gonna.
that's exactly what I was.
Or the Kraken crepes, like whatever, dude. Like, you know.
You can get. Look, I need to get like 37 autographs, and I got 3 days to do it. How can we make this happen? I'm putting it on you, lady at Waffle House. What is your name? This is all up to you.
That's pretty funny.
Teresa's asking, knock knock, says Negan, wasn't that awesome? Are you going to do a Dead City show, Michael? Yeah.
So is Mad Mom giving spoilers on here with the whole knock?
I kind of
Negan like
cut it up just a little bit.
I told her to behave.
Oh, good God.
You know, you can lead a horse to water, Michael, but you can't make them drink. You know what I'm saying?
I can say in the Times Square scene, as short as it is, it's just epic. It is, man. That's like probably my favorite scene in the whole movie.
It really is, man. It really is. As short as it is just from kicking the boom box, and it is epic.
Yeah,
I just have a lot of love for that movie. Seriously, for whatever reason, I watched that more than any other Friday the 13th as a kid growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know which one did I watch the most. It was probably either 3, 4, or 7. Those were and 6. And man, I watched so many of them so many times.
See, for me, it seems like it was like every time you turned around, Takes Manhattan was on. Like, I don't know.
Russell is saying, have you watched Jason Rising, the fan film, Michael? Oh my God, it's good. You won't believe who shows up in it. I saw it when it first came out, Russell. I do know what you're talking about. We actually had Jason Rising scheduled for the show, but then later found out that Cecil and Robert were coming for that interview, so we moved it. So it'll be coming up soon on the show. So yeah, we will be watching Jason Rising soon. I've got the thumbnail done for it and everything, because it was supposed to be the week that we had Cecil and Robert here, but they confirmed that they were coming, so we went and talked about Dylan's New Nightmare instead. So yes, it is on the list. It is a crazy movie. I do remember it toes the line a little bit. But we will watch that on here. Yeah.
I've seen Jason Rising as well, and yeah, it's tough.
It does toe it. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It was definitely a good one for me. Wayne Turner's in the chat saying, hi all, it's 10:32 a.m. Monday here in Sydney, Australia. What is up, Wayne? Thanks for coming by, buddy. I always like it when Wayne's here, man. Someone on the other side of the world is listening to me and you talk about some horror stuff, Wayne, and trust me, dude, we love that you're here, man. Definitely.
Yeah, great to have you, Wayne.
Jeff is saying, I had read that they're going to have 70 celebrities, and dude, you know that Scarefest
Yeah,
usually waits to the end to announce the big names. Now, if what we have now aren't the big names, come on, man.
dude, no, like, yeah, we've got enough on our plate, Michael, for that. Yeah, we really do. Um, we got to do
It's
some
crazy.
brainstorming. Like, I don't know, man.
I just know I won't get all the ones I want. I mean, I'm well aware of that at this point.
If I can have half the beast mode I had the time you and I went to Scarefest, like,
yeah,
I think I can get some stuff done.
Especially
you
Sundays.
cracked me up.
Sunday's pretty much a wash for me.
Time.
You know,
Matt was just like, here.
Yeah. It's like Sunday's pretty much a wash for me. I don't get much done on Sundays. It's
and fair enough, man. Like,
yeah.
fair enough. If you can't go to a convention and at least have Sunday off to go chill out, check out some vendors and stuff, that's what I always like to do on Sunday, because it wears on you, man.
It does.
Friday, Saturday, doing nothing but standing in line and whatnot. Like,
well, I have a feeling Friday is going to be probably mostly Dewey.
Yeah.
Maybe freaking, I'm hoping to get Dewey and Richard Dreyfuss. If I could get both of those that night, it'd be like,
I kind of got freed. Well, I'm still going to see Dewey, but I had this agenda, right?
Yeah.
I had this amazing Scream knife with all these, amazing autographs on it, Jamie Kennedy, Matthew Lillard, and I wanted to add David Arquette. And what? Somebody bought the knife right out from underneath me. So
you sold it?
I sold it.
Really?
I sold it. Our great friend Lydia, she bought it.
What about the mask?
I still have the mask. Lydia bought the knife.
You could still do the mask.
So yeah. Lydia, if you're listening, I hope you love that knife. And I cannot wait to see David Arquette's autograph on there, along with the voice of Scream, which is
that's Roger
L. Jackson.
Yeah, I think he's Samuel's brother.
Is he really?
No, God, no. No, he's not. Wayne Turner, original Saw best horror movie from 2000 to 2009.
Oh my God.
It's a good one, Wayne. I will definitely give you that.
Oh yeah. So she's gonna have a sick ass knife, dude. Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Like, yeah, just don't tell anybody your address because you'll have that clown creeping around.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Let's start to get into some of these. Let's see where we're at here. Let me get my list back up here. See where we're at. All right,
Wayne, I hear what you're saying, buddy.
It's a good one. He's not lying. It is a good one.
Yeah, let's get it started though. I'm ready to dive in, man.
All right. So I'm gonna go first today. I think you went first last time. I think it is on me, right?
I'm okay with that, buddy.
All right, let's do that. I go first today. So we're only doing 10 movies, and again, like we said earlier, this was a hard one to only do 10. So again, we're not saying that these are the best 10 movies of the decade. They're our favorite movies of the decade. So I'm sure everyone's list will be different, but definitely in the chat as we go down. We're on number 10 right now. I'd love to hear everybody's number 10 so we could go through and see where you guys are with these as well. I know it's kind of a big ask because these were definitely tough for me to figure out. It took me a while to get mine, but I just kind of want to gauge, where everybody's at in the chat.
It's the hardest list I've come up with.
Yeah.
To date.
All right. Number 10 for me. Hold on. I almost forgot the numbers. Remember, I got those numbers that I can put up here. So we know where we're at.
Numbers. Michael, they look so good, man. They look so good.
Number 10. Okay. We got a number 10 up there. So we know where we're at. We're on number 10. For me, number 10, again, this was a tough list. I am going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake 2003 as my number 10. This is definitely my favorite Texas Chainsaw movie, even over the original, which I know is somewhat controversial in some groups. Some crowds will look at it as blasphemy. I can't even read this comment right now. I'm about to laugh. I'll put it up on the screen in a minute. But yeah, I absolutely love this movie. With Texas Chainsaw not being my favorite of the franchises, I definitely can watch this movie anytime. Great Leatherface, Jessica Biel. It was a good movie. It was solid, and it's one that I can watch.
Man, I love hearing you keep talking.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm at for my number 10. And Wayne, you're freaking killing me with this. The Human Centipede is underrated. I'm in the middle of talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I see that pop up, and I just immediately start laughing. Like, Wayne, you're killing me, buddy.
Well, here's what's great, and like I know Wayne's been on the show before, but say for anybody coming on the show for the first time, we're not like other shows, man. You can say whatever is your favorite, and you might catch some fun, zingers here and there, man. But dude, we keep it fun, man.
Oh yeah,
it's all about the love for horror here, man. And
Wayne, I do have to say this
for you, Michael. If it wasn't for that, you or I would not be on here. Like it's like, definitely. Dude, we keep it cool, man. Like you love what you love, brother.
Wayne, I'm gonna give you credit. You're the first person to make me break during a live show while I was reading. I'm very good at keeping that separate. You're the first person to make me start laughing while I'm trying to go through a segment of the show. Congratulations to you for that, sir. That is not an easy thing to do, and you actually got me with that one. Well done. Well done. Mad Matt, you're number 10.
All right, yeah. But yeah, I want to reiterate that, man. Like anybody joining us for the first time, like you're all welcome, and it's all fun here, man. We all love horror, and we all have different takes on it, and so shoot us for that. My number 10, High Tension.
Yeah,
I absolutely. What's that?
I like that one. I watched that over your house for the first
time.
You
did.
Yeah. I had a lot of questions when it was over.
You did.
Yeah.
And fair enough. I think this is a movie a lot of you may not know. I want to think it was originally a French movie. But it's got the subtitles, and I can count on one hand how many movies I enjoy or rather watch that are subtitled. But this movie, man, for me, it had this, it just felt true, grimy, dirty, balls to the wall horror with an amazing twist at the end. And it was at a time where we were getting a lot of things that were redundant. We were getting a whole lot of remakes. And this movie to me felt original as all get out. And it, back to what I said, it felt like just true, gritty, balls to the wall horror. And I love it. And the rewatchability for me with High Tension is, through the roof. So if some of you out there have not checked it out, I highly recommend this movie.
Didn't the movie have two titles, like two different titles?
It does. Shoot. I can't remember what the original.
It's something I remember about it, and then I remember when it was over, I was just like, like definitely great movie.
You did have a lot of questions, and I don't even know if I could answer them all, but I was just like, Michael, just check it out. It's cool.
Just watch it. Stop asking questions. Sometimes I have a hard time turning Movies and Beyond Michael off and just being Michael and watching stuff.
I learned that watching High Tension with you. I think it was like your 17th question. I just want to be like, Michael, just watch the movie. God damn it.
Just figure it out. I don't know the answers to these questions. You bring up so many good points, and you're so intelligent. I don't know how to answer them.
But it does. It's if you're a true horror fan, it has that feel
Yeah,
like to
it
the
does.
T, man.
It's kind of gritty too.
It is
You know what I
gritty.
mean?
Very
Yeah.
gritty. It's very gritty. So that's my number 10, man.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Let's see. I want to say what's up to my friend Rochelle, who has stopped by that agrees on a great Leatherface. I appreciate that. I didn't know that you like Texas Chainsaw. We'll have to talk about that.
Rochelle, nice to see you on here. And yeah, if she's talking the 03 Leatherface,
Yeah.
fantastic Leatherface. Andrew Bernarski, dude, top notch Leatherface.
Wayne is saying Human Centipede 2 and 3, not so much.
He's still on the Human Centipede.
He's all on it, let me tell you, man. I heard that was really big in Australia. So Thomas Moore is saying, and Matt, this is Brittany from Traders World last weekend, the one who dressed up like Chucky at Halloween.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. Great to see you on here. Great to see you on here.
And you're doing something kind of cool for Halloween at the shop this year, aren't you? I mean, I know it's a little early.
No,
but
it's never too early, Michael.
Yeah.
We absolutely are. We are having a costume contest. So it'll be the weekend before Halloween, that Saturday, and we're having a big costume contest. So you cosplayers, whatever age, I don't care if you're 2 or if you're 92, you got a good get up, come down, and yeah, get it. It's a $3 entry. The pot will go to the winner, along with, I want to say we're going to have anywhere from 3 to 4 great top prizes. I'm talking like some top notch prizes. So yeah. And Michael, I might have to ask you to be a judge, man. So if
Teresa already asked me. I agreed. I will be judging.
So Michael is judging. Okay.
I will be a judge.
Okay.
And I will also that day make sure that I will be going live on Instagram. So all of you people here will be able to watch the costume contest as well.
That's
because
awesome.
Not only is it a Mad Matt's Mask event, you know what I mean?
That's
Matt is a
awesome.
huge part of Movies and Beyond. As much as you guys are a huge part of Movies and Beyond, we want you to see us up there being crazy, trying to judge these costumes, and I can't wait to see the costumes that come through the door that day.
Dude, I can't. I'm with you, and I hear there might be a really badass Jason from part 2, like Sackhead Jason, that just might enter the contest. I don't know if they will or not, but man, who doesn't want to see a badass Jason? You know, Sackhead Jason. Like, come on.
I heard of another costume that might be up there.
All
too.
right.
I did.
All right.
I heard of another one.
Pee Wee Herman.
No, it's Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. I think that he's going to make an appearance there too.
Dude, that's sick.
Let's see.
That sounds sick.
Wayne is saying high tension twist is so ? See, I'm telling you, I'm not the only one that had questions at the end of that. Switchblade romance.
So saying like the twist is in question.
Yeah, that's what I understand. That the twist is so, like questionable. Like, like how does this work? How did this happen? Type of thing. And if you haven't seen High Tension, I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil it for you, because it's definitely a good watch for sure.
I can see it not being everyone's taste.
But he's saying it's called Switchblade Romance in the UK.
Okay.
Is that the other title for it? Is that what that was, Wayne?
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with Wayne.
Wayne, I have not seen Tusk yet, but I have heard tales. I have heard tales. I have not seen it.
Tusk is the shit.
I heard that there is some crazy scenes in it, and I don't want to know anything about it because I do want to watch it.
Michael, I won't give any spoilers. I'll say Wayne, Tusk is probably the latest movie that truly creeped me out. Like, it just gets under it's disturbing Tusk is disturbing. It really is, and it's in a great way.
The fact that it's a Kevin Smith movie
with Justin Long, man.
With Justin Long's always with Kevin Smith, dude. He does a lot of stuff with him.
Justin's a beast.
Oh, of course.
It disturbed me, man. Yeah. I can't believe you haven't seen that one, Michael.
I thought that I had seen it, but the movie that I had seen wasn't Tusk. And I was like, oh shit, like I've never seen this, because I started to watch the beginning of it and I was like, I've never seen this. I was like, and I don't have time to watch it, so I turned it off.
It creeps me the F out.
Yeah.
Tusk creeps me out. Okay.
Jeff is saying, the rabbit may have to make an appearance.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
James is saying, can't wait for the costume contest. And Ike is saying, I have a soft spot for Kevin Smith. Tusk is wild. Red State is legit great. I love Kevin Smith movies.
I
do, man. Like all of them except for Clerks 3. Clerks 3 broke my freaking heart, man. And I can literally say that movie broke my heart, man. And it just wasn't. I watched it once, and I don't. It's not in the collection. For sure.
John, I want to talk to you. Don't let me forget. I want to talk to you about Tusk. We'll be back to work, unfortunately, on Tuesday. I want to talk to you about Tusk, man.
Hell yeah.
Michael, I actually want to watch that with you, man.
I'm gonna check it out, man.
Well, check it out with me.
Yep. Yeah, we'll check it out. Let's go ahead and go to number 9. So this movie, you guys have heard me bitch about for plenty of reasons, but on the opposite side of it, it's one of the movies that I rewatch a ton. And this is a movie that has two sides and two fan bases that really kind of divided my opinion of this movie. And that's 2003's Freddy versus Jason. That's my number 9. This movie has a ton of rewatch. What's the word I'm looking for? I rewatch it quite a bit. It's easy for me to rewatch. As much as I love Jason, as much as I didn't like what they did with Jason, on the opposite side of that, I really like what they did with Freddy in this movie. I feel like it belongs on my list because it was the first time that I got to see two horror icons, not including like Wolfman and Frankenstein, two slasher icons go head to head and really throw down. This was probably the most anticipated movie that I had ever wanted to see in my entire life when they started talking about it in the 80s. Now, granted, we didn't get it until 2003. And it wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but it was still, to this day, my best.
About in the 80s?
Yeah, the late 80s.
Wow.
So this was still the best theater experience I've ever had, still to this day in my life. I went there with my best friend at the time, and we were on opposite ends. He wanted Freddy, I wanted Jason. We were in a theater of people just yelling and screaming the whole time. People throwing popcorn, people cheering for their guy. It was more like we were at a UFC fight.
That sounds awesome.
And we were at a movie theater. You know what I mean? We were jumping all over that place. And I never forget when Freddy is bouncing Jason around like a pinball. My buddy's jumping up and cheering, and I'm sitting there like, this is bullshit. That wouldn't happen.
You were
like,
cringing.
This is such bullshit. Like, the water, really? The waters, I could squirt him with a hose, and that's all I ever had to do to beat Jason, was squirt him with, like, literally, I'm sitting here trying to argue the points. You know what I mean? But nobody wanted to hear it. You know what I mean? They are just jumping up and down, cheering for their guy. And still to this day, when I left that, I was on such a high. Not only did my guy win, you know what I mean? But the ride getting there, we didn't pay attention to the dialogue. We didn't care that Jason walked from New Jersey to freaking Ohio in 5 minutes. You know, we and he walked at the speed of smell.
But
You know,
Michael,
we didn't
your
care
boy
about
did
all
win.
those things.
Your boy did win.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, it was something different when we went to see it. And for that, you know what I mean? It's got to go on my list, man. It's still the best freaking theater experience I've ever had in my life. As a movie, it's kind of you know, but it's one of those movies I could throw in right now and have on in the background while I'm sitting here doing this show, because it's fun. You know, granted, I can point out every flaw with Jason's side of things, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you just kind of have to let go and enjoy the ride.
Movie, Michael. You can point out every flaw in any movie.
Let's not start talking about Rob Zombie's Halloween yet. I know it's on your list. All right. Oh my God.
Did I just snort?
There was a snort there. I'm going to clip out that snort for anyone who wants to post it on Instagram. We got that.
Yeah.
We've got that.
But
all right. So let me catch up with the chat just a little bit. I'm staying on top of the chat today, you guys, because the last couple times you guys are fantastic and you guys have had me lost on the chat. It's been so good. Jeff is saying Clerks 3 is nothing more than a recap of 1 and 2. I disagree, Jeff. It was, you know what, man, it just, yeah, maybe that'll be another show that I'll do by myself, and we'll talk about Clerks 3 and why I was so disappointed. I didn't know there was a
Clerks 2.
Yeah. Oh, Clerks 2 is amazing. Missed a God, I don't even want to get into that. We'll end up talking about that for 10 minutes. Wayne is saying I've seen every and own every Kevin Smith movie on DVD, Blu-ray, except for Clerks 3, including Smith produced Vulgar and Clerks animated series. Dude, I love that animated series. It was freaking fun. Like they had all the real voices and everything. It was fantastic. Let's see here. Wayne is also saying I have Freddy vs. Jason on DVD along with every movie in both franchises and the documentaries. Yeah. Russell is saying actually nobody won because Freddy winked at the end. Yet technicalities, Russell. Technicalities. He had the head. He went in the closet with the rest of them. We saw the closet.
I think his wink was admitting defeat. He's like, yeah, he got me. He got me.
Russell, you're right, sir. Freddy doesn't die, man.
I mean, dude, sure. if you're carrying the guy's head, dude, that's the winner. That's the winner for me.
But I mean, as much as I love Jason, let's say
that we all you want, but you don't carry your fucking head.
You know, Jason had to have help to do it. You know what I mean? He did. They had to blow up that thing. But then again, you know,
that's everything. King Kong had to have help to get Godzilla. I mean, you know.
True. I mean, but at the same time, he did shove Freddy's own arm through him, which was awesome in itself. So, I mean, I thought when he ripped his arm off, that was pretty cool too. That's how the whole fight should have went. Right when he came out of the dream thing.
That part, what made that is the sound and and him spitting out the blood when he ripped his arm off. That was so good.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was so good because it was gnarly. It was like wrong. It was like, yeah, they did that so well. The whole, yeah, it was so good.
Wayne is saying the actress in Freddy vs. Jason was reported to be high on drugs during that whole shoot. If you were talking about the main girl, I saw a panel she was sitting on in a convention, and she was out of her mind, dude. Like seriously.
Now,
like,
who are we talking about?
The main girl that cut Freddy's head off at the end. The blonde-haired girl.
Big boobs?
Yes. Her.
Really?
Like she was on a panel with all of them, you know, from Freddy versus Jason. And you could just tell she is out of her mind. And it's not even listed as like so-and-so's out of their mind. I'm just like, wow, man, this girl is freaking out of her freaking mind.
Wow.
Like, seriously.
Wow.
All right, Matt, number 9 for you, buddy. Where are you sitting at?
Okay. I've got this jacked up list here that I'm going to try to read. Oh man. Guys, I gotta say, like, you know, we've had lists where I feel like we got to get to number 5, 4 for it to be movies I'm truly passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much with this decade, man. Number 9, I'm going with Wrong Turn.
That's a good one.
Wrong Turn, guys. It's nothing. They didn't reinvent. They did not try to reinvent the wheel. They didn't, go for anything spectacular. But what they did, they executed perfectly. The whole inbreds in the woods, our cars are broken down. Let's face it, we've seen that 100 times. But damn it, did Wrong Turn execute it beautifully. And the rewatchability for me, it's hell, Michael, I've probably brought it up to you 100 times because you join me a couple times a month for horror movie night. And whenever we get struggling on what to watch, I think I always bring up Wrong Turn. Like,
Wrong Turn's a good movie.
Like, how about Wrong Turn? Like, like I said, like I'm sure you guys, most of you on the chat, have seen Wrong Turn. I don't have to say a whole lot, but that's what I'll say about it is they didn't reinvent the wheel. But they executed it beautifully, man. Down to the laughing guy and running through the woods and trying to burn them out of the building and everything. Dude, like you're in for a ride with Wrong Turn, man. And it's just a movie I can put in any given night and enjoy myself. So yeah, number 9, I'm going with Wrong Turn.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to my number 8 because it's Wrong Turn.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I mean, a lot of the things you said
this decade, Michael, that's awesome.
I mean, it's not the same one.
I
I cannot stand anything after the first one, and we may disagree on that. I really like the original. 2, 3, 4. I didn't even care about any of them after the original. But yeah, like it was, to me, it had the same formula as a lot of movies, but it was different. You know what I mean? Like it was a different twist on a familiar formula. That's what I feel like Wrong Turn was. But the formula that they used was interesting. You know what I mean? And it also changed the way I looked at driving like out in the sticks. You know what I mean? Every time I'm driving in the sticks, I'm like, I don't want to get a flat tire and get wrong turned. You know what I mean? Like that's
dude. Hell no.
That's literally how I look at that. And it did change my perception about where I'm driving my car, especially if, I've got to, if I've got to go out somewhere far, it's like, oh geez, it's like, it's like you start looking around, man, you haven't seen any houses for a while. And you're just like, man, I hope I don't break down and get wrong turned out here.
And Michael, it's that movie that once it gets going, it just doesn't stop. Like it's balls to the wall. From them, under the bed, watching them chop up their friends and, getting into the radio tower and everything. It's so fun.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
And I don't hate on you for saying like, screw Wrong Turn 2, 3, 4. Those are all. I'll never sit here and say that like any of those are fantastic movies, but they're guilty pleasures for me. Like if you want to say, Matt, you want to order a pizza and do a Wrong Turn like marathon, like I'll do it. I'm down. Are you gonna have as much fun, after the first one with 2, 3, 4? No, but whatever. Let's get some inbred on,
Dino's in the chat saying, "What's up, everyone? I put to notify me on YouTube for this stream ban, but it didn't send it." Yeah, man, YouTube's kind of wonky, and it's also kind of my fault because I don't think I shared this to Instagram this time, which I usually do, and that's kind of like my safe proof for that. So I'll definitely make sure to put next week's up there, but we're definitely happy to have you here, Dino.
Absolutely. Great to see you, Dino.
Wrong Turn sounds like how to describe Halloween ends.
What? Wait. What? Oh yeah, they took a wrong turn. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
It took me a
Allison
minute.
is saying Wrong Turn is great. I can watch that one anytime. Yeah.
I think Allison can watch any wrong turn. Like, even if she's just finding something funny out of them, which you can, man. Like with 2 and 3, if you just watch it to just have a good time or get a laugh. Like, was it 2 that had Henry Rollins in it? I think
it was 2, yeah.
And like,
but then again, I've seen
yeah,
2.
I like some Henry Rollins. I'm not gonna lie.
I've seen 2 and 3. I saw them once, and I didn't see anything past that because I was just like, I'm done. You know, who knows? Maybe 4 is the masterpiece that I didn't ever see. Who knows?
And that happens sometimes.
But
like,
no one has been
rare.
like, Michael, have you seen Wrong Turn 4? You know, I don't think anyone in the history of the world has ever said that to me. Like, did you see that? It's like, no.
But it does happen. There'll be this weird gem.
It does.
For me, it's actually Hellraiser Bloodline, which I think was the 4th installment of Hellraiser. Is one of my favorite Hellraisers. But yeah, it's rare, but it happens. There'll be a late gem.
Yeah.
Every now and again. You know, like Freddy's Dead, you know, phenomenal. And
I believe that was described as a modern triumph. Freddy's Dead. I believe that's
or Jason Goes to Hell. That's another one. Gem.
Yeah.
Absolute gem.
Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it. Number 8 for you, my friend. Where do you sit with your number 8?
All right. I love this. I love this. This decade was so much fun. Oh man, I'm going with Joyride, man. Damn it. Do I what?
Rusty Nail.
Yeah. Candy cane.
You know, that's another one I could pop in anytime.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like this whole decade comes down to I feel like there's a shitload of guilty pleasures in there. Like I know there's people that could say, well, hey man, this movie's 10 times better, well made, better made, directed, whatever. I feel like this decade more than the 80s, it comes down to guilty pleasures, man. Joyride is so fun. It's so fun. Love Paul Walker. And then Steve, I've never been 100% sure if I say his last name right. Is it Steve Zahn?
Is that his brother?
No. Okay. Yes, his brother in there. I love him, dude. I think he's funnier than shit.
Dude, my favorite part of that movie is when they pull up to the hotel and he's like, you can't park here, dude. It's a handicap spot. He goes, don't worry. I'm going to gimp it. And he gets out and he does that like walk.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's terrible. It is. But at the same time, the first time I saw that, I was crying. You know,
dude, we're all horror fans. We love terrible. We love wrong.
It's like, who hasn't thought of doing that when there's no spots and there's only that one right in the front?
Well. He does it so well. But that movie, man, it's so damn good. And you know what do I have to say about Joyride, man? We've all seen it. It is a little bit different. It's that whole there's truckers after you. It's not a thinker. It doesn't do any. I feel like again, it doesn't like reinvent anything.
It kind of has that Hitcher feel to me.
Yeah. And they execute it perfectly. The cast is phenomenal. You've got you've got Buffalo Bill in there, dude. You've got Buffalo Bill, and I love it. Freaking love it, man.
What do you think of Joyride? I love it.
I might watch that tonight, man. It's so good.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's one of those movies that I'll pop on probably about 4 times a year. I'd probably throw that in.
All right. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Let's see.
Love
Thomas
it.
is saying, I have only seen the first Wrong Turn movie. I thought it was really good. Yeah, that's the
Well, mate, Thomas, you should probably stay where you're at, man. You know, honestly,
basically what Matt is saying is you're not missing much
you
else.
should probably stay where you're at and just remember it for what it is. But I can watch Wrong Turn 2, 3, and then yeah, I'm with you, Michael. I drop off too. I'm not down to say let's do Wrong Turn 5, 6. But
There's 6.
I'm not. I think there are, dude.
Oh my goodness!
I think
Boy,
it
they
went
beat
pretty-
that name to death, didn't they?
I,
They
I
said, "We're
think
gonna."
I think it went pretty far. Yeah. Yeah.
Russell is saying all 3 Joyrides are awesome. I never saw 2 and 3. I don't think I ever did. I don't think Paul Walker came back. in there.
No, but I like hearing that from Russell because I look at you, Russell, as doing your horror, buddy. I'm not sure if I saw Joyride 2 or not, but I sure as hell didn't see 3. But I'm down to check them out for sure.
Wayne Turner is saying Joyride is called Roadkill here in Australia. I have it
Okay.
on DVD. Paul Walker and Cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I bet he wished he had a GTR in this one, huh? He had that bucket. He wasn't out running that truck.
It's
Yeah,
called Roadkill.
the,
Australia. Okay.
The GTR in this one, like he did in Fast and Furious, they might have gotten away. Dino is saying, it's funny. I've never seen Wrong Turn, but everyone that talks about it has nothing but good things to say. I have to check it out. Yeah, definitely. At least the first one.
You do, Dino. You do. Put that on your radar. Very good movie, man.
Jerry Wilson is saying 5 is good. It has Doug Bradley in it, and that's Wrong Turn 5.
Is he talking Wrong Turn 5?
I believe so. I believe that he is.
Okay.
Russell is saying there's 6 Wrong Turn originals and 1.
I've seen the remake. And it doesn't do it for me. And I forgot about that until he brought it up. But yeah, there's a remake.
Dino is saying, I feel like Matthew Lillard would have been a great character in that movie, Wrong Turn.
Yeah.
Maybe as the guy that wrecks the car into, but I couldn't see him as one of the killers in the forest.
No, but I could see him as the loudmouth.
Yeah, probably.
I could see him as, but that guy also did a great job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. All right, man.
I told you he reminded me of the guy from Jurassic Park, what's his
Who, Jeff Goldblum?
yes, and I remember you saying you could see it. He reminded me as him. Yeah.
I wish I could do an impersonation of Jeff Goldblum. I can do a lot of them, but I can't do him. He's a good one to impersonate too. It's life, it always finds a way. My number 7. You can call me a fanboy, and you're probably right. I'm going with Friday the 13th, the remake, 2009, as my number 7.
I'm
I
not hating
actually
on you.
watched this movie last night, and it's one of those movies that I watch, and granted, I love Jason, and it gets better every time I watch it, and it's just like more and more I appreciate this movie. Like, it doesn't. I feel like with a lot of movies, get in and it'll drag at parts, and this one I don't really feel like it does. We've gone into pretty extensive. We've talked about this movie pretty extensively on the channel before, and we've always talked about it has the quick intro with Pamela. It lets you know what happened. It doesn't like dwell on it. You know what I mean? It's got a cool intro during the credits with her getting decapitated, Jason seeing it happen. Which was something that we always wondered from the original movies. It was implied, but it was never seen, and they kind of did that with this. They showed Jason, picking up the little necklace that girl had later on. And then you get the 20-minute opening sequence where Jason just goes crazy. You know what I mean? And he's a bigger Jason, a faster Jason, a more intense Jason. You know, just the scene alone of him stabbing that machete up through the floor in the bathroom in the cabin. You know what I mean? That is crazy. Like I love that sequence. The Baghead, you know, the Baghead to me never looked better. You know, I thought it looked great. I like their music choices. You know, I just really got into it. Now, there were a few parts, and I know I said that it didn't drag. There are a few little slow parts, but I mean, when you're not seeing Jason kill people, Trent's keeping me entertained. You know what I mean? This guy is such an asshole that it's just like, what is he going to say next? You know what I mean?
You
like,
weren't going to bring up Trent. I was going to have to do it. But
you good,
you
bro?
go right ahead.
So you don't want to hang out after this? We're good. You're good, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, this guy's a dick. Like, look at this freaking guy, man. And yeah. So yeah, my number 7, Friday the 13th, the remake. And it may have something to do with me watching it the other day and, you know, it being fresh in my mind, but man, I had a good time watching it. I wasn't bored at all. So yeah, I'm going to put that as my number 7.
Dude, if there's a dickhead convention, Trent has to give a speech.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I want him to sign my Friday the 13th poster.
He has to come out like with a robe and like, dude, the guy is amazing.
I am waiting for this guy to be at a horror convention, dude. And I already know what I want him to put above his signature.
I just hope he's a dick to me. Like, I hope
Like,
he's just, like,
he's sitting there laughing the whole time. I swear to God.
I want him to be a total dick and tell me that I am everything but a white boy. It would be great.
I want to freaking, dude, do you know how great it would be to have Trent on the channel? I swear to God. You'd have to put in the YouTube title Trent too. Like, seriously.
Like, seriously, all jokes aside, it's impressive how well he played his part. I mean, it's like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
He definitely had that personality and that face. You were just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
You just wanted to smack him.
Yeah.
You just wanted to smack him. Yeah, it was, but man, no, you started that off with saying, you know, call me a fanboy. No, dude,
oh yeah. I absolutely love it.
That was a solid Friday the 13th that I think
it was. It definitely was.
I feel doesn't get the credit it deserves. It was a very solid Friday the 13th, man. So,
Thomas Moore is saying another one of my favorite horror movies is Orphan, but I did not like the new Orphan movie.
Oh, ouch. Okay. You had me excited for a second and then you just shit on it. I'm a big Orphan fan and I loved Orphan too. But we'll get to that. Love Orphan, man. And yeah.
Russell is saying, come on, Michael, got to do a Jeff Goldblum impression now that you brought it up. Look,
I was
Russell,
thinking the same thing, Russell.
You know what? I'm going to work on that and I will do an intro.
Well, just give us a Christopher Walken in the meantime.
I'm not good at him either, man. He's got kind of like that.
Well, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I like how the words you pick to describe Christopher Walken as well. You know,
this guy.
There's this lion, right? And he's out in the African jungle, right? You know, like, yeah, it's Christopher Walken.
And I was thinking, I can't do it. It'll be terrible.
This is guy.
I want to try.
Wayne Turner is saying, I have the Friday the 13th remake on DVD. Great opening. Love the changes to Jason. Only negative, most of the main characters unappealing. And, you know, a lot of people did have a problem with the Winchester boy.
Jared Padalecki.
Thank you. They didn't really like him in that role.
I didn't have a problem with him.
It didn't really bother me too much. Now, the girl that was, you know, his I don't know, sidekick almost in that from the TV show The Flash.
Trent's
she was kind of well, that's debatable because he had, you know, Stupendous up there as well.
He did have Stupendous.
You know, so There's a
Oh
lot
my
of things
God.
going on there with my boy
Your
Trent.
tits are stupendous. Wow.
Definitely.
Well,
But yeah, I see it, Wayne. You know, you're not the only one that definitely thinks
I
so.
didn't mind Jared Padalecki, but I can't talk about the '09 remake. The '09 remake without talking about that wonderful, really nice college boy that worked in the barn. Like he was just so intelligent, and he had so much going for it. Let daddy get a lick.
He's
You like
he
that,
is
man? Dude?
he is
Dude,
goals. That's where we all want to be one day.
come on, man. Like, but that's like, I'm joking, but that's what a Friday the 13th for me needs. Like, because so many of them, of the great ones, they have memorable characters like that. And come on, guys, who doesn't remember him? You want some weed? Fuck your shit up, man.
Yeah.
You lost. He was
Ja-
great.
James
was
is
great.
saying, yeah, he was. James is saying, great choice. Still love the headshot. The man knows his archery skills. That was a good headshot in a moving boat, too. You know, and that is something that I always bring up, you know, with the Jason, and I love the who would win in a fight between Derek Mears, Jason, and Rob Zombie's Halloween Michael, because I feel like they're the most evenly matched. You know what I mean? And that's something I always take into account is his ability to use that bow and arrow like he can. Like, I mean, he hit a guy going what, I don't know, boat speeds. Would you say like 20 miles an hour in a lake?
No, he was going faster than that because he had a skier, man. He was moving. He was going 40, 50.
And he popped him like
And he
clear
popped.
shot, you know, from the bank. You know what I mean? And yeah, dude, like he was definitely a hunter, and yeah, I really like that version of Jason. It kind of brought him back down to earth from Zombie Jason. You know, we had Zombie Jason for so long. You know, it kind of brought it into a little more of a.
That shit ain't right, dude. That shit ain't right, dude. I love that guy, man.
Ike is saying, I can't believe there hasn't been a Friday movie in 14 years. Yeah. Well, they got out of the court, so we should be getting stuff. So hopefully soon.
It is hard to believe. It is hard to believe. 14 years, man.
Yeah. 2009.
I remember watching the remake in the theater with my parents, and the only thing I could think of was like, please stop showing boobs. You know, I'm with my parents. If I was with my buddies, I'd be all about it. But I'm with my parents, and it just seemed like there were more titties than killing, and I just wanted to stop.
Well, it's Friday the 13th, man. You know what?
I
You
know,
know
man.
why you're there,
dude. But that was Friday the 13th boobies on steroids, man. Like they were all over. Like finally, the girl's skiing. I was like, she can't even ski with a top on. I was like, damn it, dude. Like I'm gonna get some popcorn, Dad. Like Jesus, you know. It's just like God. It's just something I remember.
Friday the 13th. That's what you get.
Man.
Wayne is saying, in Australia, all over the news here, Jeff Goldblum is dead years ago. Until the internet rumor was reported false. Jeff Goldblum lives. Oh my God. All right. So I just did my number 7. Where are you at on number 7, sir?
Okay. Oh man. Oh God. These are movies that are always hit or miss for me. And I'm talking about exorcism movies, guys. But The Exorcism of Emily Rose is phenomenal. And this is, you're probably a little surprised that I've got this up there, Michael, because this movie, it makes you really, really question what's going on. And this is all based on, you know, true events, true facts. And it's done so well, man. It's done so well. That's what I take away from this movie is how much it does make you question, like, what's really going on out there. Our exorcism's real. It's so good, man. It is so good. So if you're a paranormal junkie or an exorcism junkie and you've not seen The Exorcism of Emily Rose, you absolutely have to check it out. And I think that they do a hell of a job as far as basing this movie off of facts. The trial is real. This all went down, and I'm drawn into this movie, man. It's something that I still think about to this day.
Yeah.
And it was done. And it's not about, like, let's watch, chicks spit up green vomit and, spin their heads and stuff. This movie digs deeper, and it digs, man. Like, it is deep. It is very, very deep, and in the best way. Absolutely love The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I think it's a great story. It's a great true story, and they executed it phenomenally. The girl who played Emily, gosh, what is her name? But she did a fantastic job.
Yeah. I mean, that's a movie that I saw when it first came out.
It's so good, man. And it's all true.
It's probably something that I'd want to revisit because it's been a while. What year did that movie come out ish?
Give me 2 seconds. I've got it right here. Emily Rose was 2005.
That was in like a barn, right?
There's a scene in a barn, yeah.
Yeah. So I do remember that. So I have seen it. But it's just been, it has been a freaking while since I've seen it. But I do remember it being good when it was over. I remember saying, yeah, that was freaking awesome.
I'll just say that the reason I've got it so high is this movie, and it gets you truly thinking of the whole good versus evil, God versus the devil. It gets you, dude. You become invested. Like, you truly become invested.
And that's how you know you really like something, man.
And what you're watching is not bullshit. What you're watching is none of it's bullshit. It's a fantastic story, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good number 7.
Question where you're, yeah, it's awesome. Love it.
Michael from the Carbonite Jedi is in the house, and he's saying, I hope Sleepaway Camp makes it. Oh, wait, that's the 80s. What's up, Michael? What is going on, buddy?
2 decades off, but that's all
right. Michael's a good friend. He has a channel over at the Carbonite Jedi, and that's where we watched The Fifth Element last Friday. What is up, Michael? Glad you're swinging by, buddy. Good to have you here.
Absolutely.
Wayne is saying, I really knew a girl named Emily Rose. I would have let her die. Well, Wayne is on a roll tonight.
Where's James? That sounds like a James comment almost. Like,
James is somewhere right now. Like, I know what he's talking about.
Is James still in the chat?
I know what he's talking about. I definitely get that. Michael is also saying one of the scariest sci-fi movies I've ever seen was Alien and Event Horizon. I'm sure there might be others, but I can't think of them right now. Dude, I absolutely love Alien. That was actually my number 1 pick of horror movies from the 70s when we did our top 5 there. I absolutely love that movie. Sure.
And doing these makes me want to watch, like, I mean, you and I, Michael, we're always going to, watch horror movies together, but doing these videos makes me really want to watch specific movies, like, with you, like, that I know you have, they're near and dear to your heart and stuff, because when you watch a movie with somebody, that it's their baby. Like you have a whole you have a whole different outlook on it. Like
Yeah.
you do.
And I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why, you know what I mean? Like Alien was so special to me because one, I was a little kid when I saw it, it scared the hell out of me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like what I had seen, you know, prior to that. It was just like, wow, man, this is genuinely scary. And it was something that I watched with my father as a kid. So those definitely factor into, how much you love a movie because
Sure.
not only is it the movie, it's the memory that comes with the movie and the time that it makes you think of. And
Sure.
being a little kid, dude, I couldn't have been 5 or 6 years old sitting on the end of the couch with a bowl of popcorn that was like this big to me. In actuality, it was like this big. But being a little kid, I'm sitting there, with my arms wrapped around it,
More
scared
butter.
to death, watching this freaking thing run around that burst out of somebody's. Yeah, man. I mean, it's freaking great.
And just like what you're saying, I did with Aliens, or Alien rather, I didn't have that experience.
Right.
I didn't watch Alien, until years later. It had been out probably 10 years before I saw it. But I get it. Like I have that same type of story with the original Predator.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, what do you remember exactly where you were when you watched it? What you were doing, what you were freaking eating. Like, yeah. Man, it plays a big part for sure.
All right, number 6. And I got to give it to 2004's Shaun of the Dead. I freaking love this movie. I love these guys that are in these movies, man. I know you're not big on the zombie movies. And to me, this is a horror comedy that I just couldn't keep off the list. It's one that I like to go back and watch every now and then. And it's one of those ones that never get old to me. Those two guys that are in that movie, I like just about everything that they do, when they're together doing stuff. And which also, I am doing a watch party Thursday.
Same guys with Hot Fuzz, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And at World's End. And they're in the watch party that I'm doing Thursday. I'm doing a watch party for the movie Paul. And they're in that movie along with Seth Rogen, and he's an alien. And it's just, yeah. I mean, it's fantastic. This movie right here, there's just so many things that made me love this movie. How nonchalant, the whole zombie apocalypse was to that movie. The fact that he's just walking by stuff, you know what I mean? And it's just, it is a fun watch. And if anyone's ever like, let's watch Shaun of the Dead, I'm down. You know what I mean? I can always put this on and sit back and laugh and watch this. It's great. And definitely my number 6. This was one of those movies that I could not keep off of my list. I didn't want to put it in the top 5 for the simple fact that it's, nothing about this movie really felt, horror scary to me. But at the same time, it is a horror movie and it is one of my favorites. So I am keeping it number 6. Fantastic. Shaun of the Dead. And catch up on the chat here, and then we will jump into your number 6. Let's see. Love Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. Russell is saying Shaun of the Dead is a masterpiece. It's a fun watch, man. I do like this one.
Man.
Wayne is saying Shaun of the Dead is great. Dark Room Secrets. What is going on? How you doing?
Hello, Kim. Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you.
And Russell throws out Spaceballs is another hilarious movie. I love Spaceballs.
It is.
Spaceballs is freaking great.
I actually wish I was on the Shaun of the Dead wagon. I like Shaun of the Dead. I just didn't, not as much as everyone else. I'll just say that.
You would think that they would have better ways of attacking zombies than throwing records at. Like, that's so ridiculous, dude. They brought a box of records outside just to throw at zombies. Like, that's the type of thing that it's just like, yeah, that's terrible. But it's like there's so many other ways that you could have did that, and you decide to bring a box of records outside and just chuck them, and not even all of them. It's like, no, don't throw that one. I like that one. You know what I mean? And they're missing 90% of the times they're throwing them, and they're like 5 feet away from them. I absolutely love it. I could say it until the zombies bust in the bar, and yeah, definitely. All right, Matt, are you ready for your number 6, sir?
I absolutely am. So, man, you covered it all, buddy. You covered it all. I'm going with Friday the 13th.
Oh,
09 remake, man.
Look at you, man. I'm so proud.
Man, I like my Jason. You know that. It was a phenomenal installment, man. It really was, and I'm glad, because shit, had it not been for that, how long would it be since we got so before the 09 remake, the last one would have been
Freddy vs. Jason.
So it would have been 03.
We got Jason X before that.
So I'm glad, man. I'm very glad. It's solid, man. Now you're talking who played Jason in the 09 remake?
It was Ken Kurtzinger.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, Derek.
Derek.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because Ken was
thinking
Freddy versus Jason. I gotcha.
So, yeah.
No worries. Derek Mears, dude, I put him up there. I put him up there with any Jason. I do. I know Kane Hodder is beloved, and I love him too.
Yeah. But
damn it, man, I put Derek Mears right there with the greats that have played Jason, with the Brookers.
Derek was in Indiana this week too.
Dude, he was what it was with him is, dude, he was massive and he was athletic, which
physical too.
What's that?
Physical too.
Yeah,
very physical.
Which he was so imposing. I think is the best word for him. He was like, dude, from him running with that opening, the movie has its flaws, like, it does. Don't get me started on the bells. How
much you love the bells.
The bell system. The bell system really pissed me off for the longest time, but I've overlooked it. I just never looked at Jason as somebody that's going to string bells and have an alarm system when someone enters his campground. Okay, you guys asked, so, but just a great film. There's amazing kills. There's Trent. I did not mind Jared Padalecki. I actually like him as an actor. Yeah, I won't go on and on. You touched everything, man. But
I didn't think it was going to be on your list, or I'd have left some. I honestly did not think it was going to be on your list.
Man, no worries, man. It's a solid Friday the 13th, in my opinion. Love it. I can watch it anytime. The axe throw, dude. Dude, there's a lot of great scenes in that. And there are also some stupendous breasts in that movie, like just with perfect nipple placement.
Are you going to quote Trent on that one?
It's just like, where are you going to find nipple placement like that? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, anyway.
Well done. Well done. Dude, we are halfway through the list officially. We are on number 5.
Stupendous. God, who says that?
Oh God. Number 5 for me. This was tough, but I had to include this movie because of the immediate way that I felt after I saw it. Its rewatch for me isn't so great, but I
Okay,
remember
okay.
after seeing it for the first time. That's 2004's The Grudge. When I saw this for the first time, I had so much fun with it. Um, I lived with someone at the time, and I remember getting up in the middle of the night for a drink, right? And I was in the kitchen getting a drink, and I turned off the light, and she was like, "Hey, are you coming back to bed?" And I didn't answer, right? I just stood around the corner and I was going, she
Like
freaked
a total
out
dick.
like a dude, like she freaked out so much. Motherfucker, I'm not playing with you. You know what I mean? Like I just stood there like, and just that sound, like you can make that sound at any time. Anyone knows exactly what you're talking about. You know, The Grudge to me, watching it for the first time, it
You,
was
you did not get laid that night.
no, of course not.
Got
Of
it.
course not. Of course not. But watching that movie for the first time, you know what I mean, and us watching it, dude, it left a lasting impression. So that's why I wanted to include it on the list. I do own the movie. I may watch it, I don't know, once a year, every other year, for the most part. But so it's not high on my rewatch, but I definitely want to put it in my top 5 for the lasting impression that movie had, especially the amount of fun we had with that freaking movie when it
Dude,
came out.
that's wild, Michael, because
Yeah,
usually we're the opposite. But I mean, I dig it. That
yeah.
that means it. Yeah, that tells me that was a lasting impression, because usually we're saying it is this high up because of its
Well, I mean,
rewatchability.
too, and there's parts of the movie, but you know what I mean? It's like you walk up and you walk into an apartment, you see that little boy looking down at you, man. You're not going to be like, oh, hey, how's it going? You know what I mean? That first time seeing that, I'm like, holy shit, look at that kid. You know what I mean? Like it. Look, man, I really do. Um, I really did and still do. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I definitely enjoy this movie, and I enjoyed it enough to put it at number 5 on my list. And that's The Grudge, 2004. I do always like, though, and I can already see it in the chat. Anytime someone talks about the movie The Grudge, someone always brings up the movie The Ring. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's
yes,
like no matter what, no matter
yes,
where you're at, you know what I
yes.
mean? And that's not saying anything about anyone saying it in the chat. You know what I mean? But anytime anyone says The Grudge, immediately someone brings up The Ring.
It's very true.
It's funny that they're so connected that way.
It's very true.
And they had a good versus movie too.
But
Definitely it was.
they are completely different movies.
They are.
But
Well, it's like Freddy and Jason. You know what I mean? On a different level, of course, and different. They are in the same universe though, because they came together in a movie, The Ring versus The Grudge. Which, if you haven't seen, it is in subtitles, but it is a fun, I would say, one-time watch. I had a good time with it. All right, so that is my number 5. Let me catch up in the chat real quick. Let's see. I will do my best here to see. Jeepers Creepers was a
do
fantastic,
that,
for real.
Michael. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right
Yeah, go
back,
ahead.
buddy.
I will catch up with everyone. Jamie Hart is in the chat saying hello. What is up, Jamie? Always good to have you here. Always good to have you here. See, James is saying, how about Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2? Well, you may hear something about that, but you guys already know how I feel. Let's see. Sam Zane is the new Ginger Dead Man. I don't know what that is, buddy. Jerry is saying, loved The Ring. It's a good movie, man. That is definitely a good movie. I always hate when I take him out. It makes I don't know. Wayne is saying, my supervisor looks like the villain from The Ring. Are you talking about Samara? Your supervisor looks like Samara? It's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. Jamie is saying, I love The Grudge. I do too. I do. I really do like The Grudge. Samara is cool. Yes, Samara is cool. Samara is, well, I don't want to talk about it too much. The Ring might be on my list somewhere. I don't want to give away any spoilers. Oh, but while Matt is gone, I do have some news, and if I don't say it now, I'm probably gonna forget at the end of by the end of the stream. On July 7th, I will be flying to Glendale, Arizona. Well, I'll be flying to Phoenix and then going to Glendale, Arizona for the premiere of Dylan's New Nightmare. And I will be bringing my GoPro. You know, I can't film the movie, but I will definitely film and put out a video for you guys of Mad Monster. I talked to Cecil and Robert. You know, so I will definitely get to see Dylan's New Nightmare that night. Of course, I won't do any spoilers, but I will definitely give you guys one of these with that movie. And for sure, 100%, no matter what, we're still going to do the premiere of Dylan's New Nightmare. The day it comes out, we are watching it on this channel. We are throwing it up there and we are getting it into it that night. Guaranteed. Yes, but I'm so excited about being able to go to this premiere. And I definitely want to take a lot of videos so you know I can show you guys, you know, what's going on up there. I think that it's gonna be a freaking blast. And I can't wait to bring back the video and edit it and throw it up for you guys so you guys can see everything that's there. I will try to walk the whole convention so you guys can see what's going on up there. I know that Robert's gonna be there. Robert's gonna be there. I know Dick Warlock's gonna be there. Lance Hendrickson's gonna be there. And on top of it, the best thing about it is I've never been to Arizona, so I'm definitely looking, you know, forward to checking that out, and definitely put up a video and let you guys see everything that went on up there for sure. Wayne is saying, I think Halloween Ends is the worst in the Halloween franchise. Made me miss Busta Rhymes. It's definitely I don't think you're the only person that has that opinion. Ike is saying there is a Ring versus Grudge movie. Yes, there is. I've seen it. Definitely a good watch. Good. I would say it's a good one-time watch. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that it was a fantastic film that can't be missed. But if you definitely like, you know, those two characters, it's an interesting take for sure.
I've heard you talk about it a couple times, Michael. And from what you say, like, I do want to see some of the what you've talked about that happens in that movie. I want to see it. I want to see it.
It's a subtitle movie. You know, I know that you're
Apocalypto, man.
I wonder. There's probably an English translation for it though. Probably a dub over. I don't know. The one I saw, I was definitely reading though.
I can read subtitles. It's got to be a really good movie.
Now, this isn't going to change your life. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad I saw this movie. You'll just be like, oh, that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? That's why it's, you know, kind of like a one-time.
It was actually Mel Gibson's Apocalypto that got me like, okay, I can do some subtitles. Have you seen that one? Have you seen that one, Michael?
It sounds familiar, but I can't think about that. I
think
for me,
if you've not checked it out,
it was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon for me.
Okay.
That was the one that I pretty much was like, yeah, I'll sit here. And then, you know, we always had dub overs for like Kung Fu Theater and stuff for USA when I grew up. Like when I grew up on Sundays after wrestling, when I was a little kid. Yeah, we had Kung Fu Theater.
Like that.
And it was freaking awesome. Yeah, of course.
It's Godzilla.
And any time that we, you know, did karate when we were kids, we always talk like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just what you were supposed to do because that's what you saw on TV. You know, you're impersonating
Godzilla
what you
was
saw.
So good with that, man. It was so bad. It was so bad in the best way, though.
I did know that Dick Warlock was born in Ohio. I did know that. And it's crazy that I'm finally going to meet him. And it's going to be in freaking Arizona, and I'm in Ohio. So
Dick Warlock, Michael, I cannot wait. And I can't wait for you to tell me about your experience with him. Um, he's amazing, man. He's
Yeah, I look forward to it. I've got the
he's so nice. He's so nice and down to earth.
I
Man.
want him to sign my Halloween 2 NECA with him and Loomis in it. Of course I
Hell
can't get
yeah.
Loomis, you know what I mean, but I want to
No,
get
but
him to sign
still,
my
dude,
my Halloween 2.
that's dope.
Yeah, I
That's
think that'd
dope.
be cool.
I'm actually going to try to do the same thing for our buddy James.
Yeah.
I was gonna, try to do that for James.
Hell yeah.
Not sure when I'll meet Dick again, but yeah.
I'm concerned about baggage on the airport and how I can haul things without them getting damaged. You know, so I have a few questions for Delta prior to flying out there because I do have a couple things I want to take out there, but yet I don't want them to put them anywhere.
Man, don't get me started on that because I'm super, super anal about that stuff. I'm the guy that I go to a convention, I get 2 things signed, and I leave, and I go straight to my vehicle. It doesn't matter if I'm 5 blocks away. I go there to put that stuff up and then just come back because you're running around a convention for 2-3 days with a poster here, this, that, dude, it's going to get messed up, man.
Right.
And I get super anal about that stuff. So, good luck.
Yeah, do my best. I will do my best. Jamie Hart is saying Apocalypto was fantastic.
Yes.
I bet
I'm sorry I brought that up. It has nothing to do with horror or anything. But
if I start that movie, I guarantee I've seen it. I can't think of it.
But when it comes to subtitles, I can't not think of Apocalypto because I'm not a subtitle guy at all. And that was just one. Michael, if you haven't seen it, man, I'd love to watch it with you. It's just so good. And it's subtitles. It was one of the first movies where I was just subtitles or not, I was I'm not shutting this off. I'm just I'm intrigued, man. And it's just badass, dude.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson, it's a Mel Gibson movie and it's good.
Oh yeah, man. Number 5 for you, sir. Where you at?
All right. Dude, we're talking good movies, man. We're talking good movies. Yeah, we're talking good movies. So, The Hills Have Eyes remake, man. Some bitch. It's so good. Some bitch. It's so good.
Is that SUM?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely it is. It's some bitch. It's so good. And I want a picture. I'm going to get it. I want a picture in my horror den. That's right behind us all. I want a framed picture of that final scene where the most I am, without going into politics, I am a Republican.
Without going into politics, insert political statement.
No. The most badass Democrat ever, in my opinion, is walking with that dog, man. He is just so badass, and he's got that Republican asshole giving him shit the entire movie. Mm-hmm. Like he's a pansy, he doesn't like guns, blah blah blah. And when it comes down to it, he is the most badass MFer that I've ever seen. And because it's his son's on the line, and what he goes through to retrieve his boy, he is so badass. I'll go as far as like Terminator. Terminator has nothing on this guy. It's just it's so freaking good. You know the scene I'm talking about when he's finally walking back with the dog.
Yeah.
He's got his baby in his hand. The fire's all behind him. Like, but this movie is it's more than just that. It touches on, it has every aspect of horror, down from, creatures, these hillbilly inbreds. It touches like what is truly deep. They're watching his father being burned at the stake, literally. In my opinion, this is a horror movie that leaves nothing out. But it's not for the weak, man. It's not for the weak. It's not. It goes down to a family that loses everything. The rape scenes are. I'm not a fan of rape scenes, but with this movie, I totally get it because it shows where they're going with this, and how deep things can go, and how wrong things can go. He lost everything. Lost his wife. But the God, I think what it is for me with this movie is the strength that it took this one gentleman, in my opinion, the strength it took for him to overcome everything that happened to him, to go out there and get his kid back from these inbred some bitches. And just to me, it's a movie where it shows you where the lengths you'll go for your family and for your loved ones. That's what this horror movie does for me. And in the meantime, it like has every horror aspect, like, and they execute it so well. And I'll say another thing. After I watched this movie, I absolutely loved it. So I was wanting to go back and watch the original. The original, I hate to say this because I know a lot of people are, all about the originals, but I couldn't even finish it. Like, it just didn't do it for me. I thought the outfits were bad. It just seemed kind of cheesy. So, Michael, you know me. I'm always a guy. I stand up for remakes. When it's justified.
Mm-hmm.
And it's absolutely justified here. This remake was fantastic, man. It was fantastic. And I'll debate that all day long with someone that thinks otherwise. I could not even finish the original. This movie has everything you would want, and it shows that you can prevail if you dig deep and you have that strength and you have that love for your family. And that's why I like that picture so much of him at the very end. He's been through everything. And he, for me, is a representative of what a true badass is. Like, he was so badass. It was unbelievable. And he's got his dog on a leash. He's got his baby. And he's been through everything. His glasses are busted, broken. And, dude, Hills Have Eyes remake, stupid good, in my opinion. I hope I didn't just seem like I was rambling, but I know I was. But I love it, man.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Hills Have Eyes, the remake.
Love it.
Right.
Sorry.
That's all right. Number 4. We're on number 4 for me. I gotta go with the original Saw, 2004. Again, this is another one of those movies that had an impact on me when I saw it for the first time, because it was kind of different from anything I'd ever seen. It was definitely, for its time, it was very gory. You know what I mean? It was very I mean, it wasn't as gory as, the sequels that came after. But the whole idea of it to me was, somewhat terrifying. Like, what if that really happened to you? You got the two guys in there, and the killer's, playing dead on the floor the entire time in between them. You know what I mean? He's got, the other guy doing stuff for him, but he's got him, locked under whatever, like he's blackmailing him too. You know what I mean? To take the fall. You got Danny Glover in it. I any movie Danny Glover is a cop in, I'm all about it. You know what I mean? He's in there. It was just different from anything
I forgot
that I'd
about
ever
Danny
seen.
Glover in that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Jigsaw. He was it was the birth of another arguably, Mount Rushmore horror icon. Depending on who you are and what type of horror movies you like. He definitely belongs in the conversation. We're what? Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, or if Matt, they're about 9 movies into Saw, right? If you're including the Jigsaw movies.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know that for a fact how many they are, but you're absolutely right as far as like there's different Mount Rushmores, for different fans, but like, is he arguably on there? Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
So I couldn't leave Saw off of this list. Is it something I rewatch all the time? No. I have the whole Saw collection here, and if I'm being 100% honest, it's not one I pick up very often. I have to be in the mood, to watch the Saw movies. Now, if a new one comes out, of course I'm going to watch it. But yeah, so number 4 for me.
See,
Saw.
I actually, I'm with you as far as the original Saw. Love it. But they did lose my attention, and I can't check out just any Saw that comes out anymore, because my mind goes to like, wasn't he supposed to be dead? Like, but damn, like here I am, like correcting myself. I watched one with my father not too long ago. With my father and Lydia, we were upstairs, and it was pretty damn good. But God, I couldn't tell you if it was 7 or 12. I don't know.
You're not sure which one it was?
No, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But they did lose me. I'd say about like 3 or 4. They did. But yeah, man, I can't hate on you for where you put the original. It was so good. It really was.
Wayne is saying Saw is my number 1, created by my fellow Aussies. The original Saw short might still be available free on YouTube. Fun fact, Saw was originally rejected by the Australian film industry.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
It.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I don't find it not believable. You know what I mean? Because not that Australia has anything to do with, UK, but you hear about, European countries. I'm not saying that Australia is European. I'm just saying that you hear about, other countries outside of here that they've had, like in the past, like they had ban lists where you can't watch this movie, you can't watch that movie. And I don't know enough about Australia, Wayne, to say, that it would fall along the lines of something like that. But I definitely, with Saw being what it was when it came out, it was kind of a little bit of shock value when you saw it. You know what I mean? There was shock value in watching it. So it doesn't surprise me that wouldn't get rejected by, certain, I'm sure that there's places in America that are like, hell no, we're not making that shit. There's no way.
Right.
So that doesn't surprise me one bit. There's probably a lot of movies that, just in general, it's like there are companies that are just like, oh, I'm not touching that, because of the content of what's in it.
Right.
For sure. Where are you at in your number 4, Matt? Real quick, Evil Mage is saying, I've always loved the whole Saw franchise. Gotta say, it's genius storytelling to me. That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
And you're not alone. There's and I dig it, man. There's just true Saw fans, and I wanted to ride the wave, but for whatever reason they lost me. But I love it, man. That whether it's my baby or not, when someone's passionate about something, especially if it's in the horror genre, I dig it, man, and I like to hear why. Nobody wants to hear mine because it's usually so stupid. But anyway, 4.
What are you talking about?
Nobody wants to hear my reasons why I like mine because it's so dumb. Because it's just really good.
I liked it. Thank you.
So, guys, Devil's Rejects.
Number 4.
4.
Okay,
Devil's
just make sure I'm
Rejects.
lined up right here.
Devil's Rejects. This is Rob Zombie for me has always been hit or miss. He's always been a hit or miss. But damn it, if he doesn't have some gems for me, and Devil's Rejects is one. This movie takes House of 1,000 Corpses, which was fun, just fun. There were a lot of holes in the game of House of 1,000 Corpses. Rob Zombie will admit that to this day. But then he goes and he bounces back with Devil's Rejects with a vengeance. This movie is so much fun. You're on this ride with the the family, the Otis, the baby, and it's got a little bit of everything for me, man. As far as memorable characters, it's just stupid. The dialogue is fantastic. The story's fantastic. And who doesn't love like a Killer's on the Run? But I absolutely love Devil's Rejects, man. I absolutely love Devil's Rejects. And
cool.
What can I say, man? For me, it's got everything. You're on this fun ride to where you almost start rooting. I mean, you're rooting for the bad guys on this one. You really are. But in my opinion, it's one of Rob Zombie's best. Absolutely. And I like Rob Zombie films, but by no means do I think everything he's put out is gold. I'm not that person, either. But that was a gem for me with Rob Zombie, and I absolutely love Bill Moseley. I love Sherry Moon as Baby. I think she's she takes a lot of shit because she's in every Rob Zombie film, which I get, but she plays the baby part so well. And let's not forget Captain Spaulding, man. Rest in peace, Sid Haig. But Sid Haig, guys, as Captain Spaulding, it's just a shame that we can't, we're not going to have more of him because, talk to me about a better clown than Captain Spaulding, and I'll debate that all day long. Like, he was so good. He was so good. But yeah, I love it. You're on a ride. It's like fugitives on the run, man. Zero, and it's balls to the wall, and it's dirty, it's grimy, it's got horror aspects, it's got action, it's got everything that I like, in a movie. Love it. Devil's Rejects, man.
Oh yeah. Evil Mage is saying, not sure if Matt noticed, but Rob here told him I'd make the show.
Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love it.
James is saying, love Devil's Rejects. Probably my favorite Rob Zombie movie after Halloween 1. Russell is saying House of a Thousand Corpses is good also.
It is.
Hey,
It
did
is
a lot.
It is. But yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Are we down to number 3?
I think we are.
We are down to number 3. All right. Number 3 for me. This was another movie that was, I wasn't ready for when I saw for the first time. 2000, Christian Bale, American Psycho. This movie
number
to me
3
was absolutely. You used the word bonkers
number
before,
3.
and
Okay.
I don't know if I was not ready for this movie whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, it was so far outside of what I was used to that it was just, I loved it, man. Like, granted, I wasn't a huge fan of the ending of it. But you talk about a ride throughout the movie, you talk about somebody that's just out of their freaking mind. You know what I mean? And it also showed that, somebody that was out of their freaking mind didn't have to look a certain way. This could be somebody you're sitting across from in a meeting at work, and he's, a functioning psycho. You know what I mean? Like, he looks the part of being, the normal
Ted Bundy, man, goes back
like
to that shit. Like,
corporate Ted Bundy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it was so far out there for me that it was just so much different, and it was so crazy. It definitely had a lasting impression on me. And
it was bonkers. What?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely freaking crazy. Christian Bale did a fantastic job with this movie. And if I'm not sure, I don't want to say this is a fact, but it was the first time I ever really saw Christian Bale. You know what I mean? Like, it was probably it was the first time I'd ever seen him when I saw American Psycho. And so when I found out he was playing Batman, I'm like, well, how is this really going to work? You know what I mean? That's definitely two opposite sides of the spectrum. But we see what kind of actor he's turned out to be.
Sick talent. Sick talent.
Just absolutely ridiculous. My number 3, American Psycho, and I don't see it moving from right there.
I love it, Michael. I love it, man. And that's all I can say with him is just stupid talent.
Yeah.
And I can't take the credit. I can't take the credit for the word bonkers. I stole that from my buddy John that I work with.
I think I used it to describe Terrifier 2 when that trailer came out. I think that was the last time I used that word.
John, I think hopefully John's still on here tonight, but that's like I think it's one of his go-to words. And when I started hearing him say that, but every time he said it, it made sense. And I was like, okay, you're right. Like, because some things that's all you can say for is like, it's bonkers, and it makes sense. Like,
yeah,
but yeah, and that's one of them, man. Psycho is freaking bonkers, like balls to the wall, just crazy.
Oh yeah. Darkroom Secrets is saying, love American Psycho. Actually looking for a Patrick 1/4 scale. Might be able to find something like that, man.
They have it. They do have. Okay.
American Psycho is messed up, but the book is so much worse. And that tends to be with a lot of stuff.
Oh, sure. I mean? Oh, sure. I bet the book is fucked.
you look at the movie and you can only imagine.
For real. Like, yeah. I don't even, yeah.
Russell is saying Christian Bale did good, and he did, man. He did a great job in that. Allison is saying American Psycho is one of my all-time favorites and one of my favorite actors. Cool. Jamie Hart is saying Christian Bale was in a musical called Newsies before he was in American Psycho. I have heard of Newsies, but I cannot picture it in my head. But I have heard of that. Yes.
He is so good, and he's actually my favorite Batman as well. Like,
Oh God, I don't even know if I could answer that. I have to go with Keaton, but that's a whole nother show. That's so who's your favorite Batman? We could go on for an hour with that. James is saying American Psycho was a freaking wacky, weird movie. It was different. It was definitely different. Um, yeah, I
And my take on that movie is that he never killed one single person.
yeah.
I
True.
had to say it. I had to say
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Which I love that. I love that. That's just my take.
Yeah.
You know, I love it.
Jamie is saying Bale is my favorite Batman too.
Yeah. And
Jerry saying Val Kilmer.
I,
I'm just waiting for one of
Dude.
you guys to say that what's his name?
Pattinson,
No.
Affleck.
God, George Clooney
Oh.
was the best Batman, so I can
I-
rant about Schumacher putting
Dude.
nips on Batman.
Dude,
telling
I actually liked a lot of Batmans. Like, dude, I had no issue with Val Kilmer's Batman. Like, I didn't.
He did okay.
It's like,
But George Clooney's collectively, that has to be the worst Batman movie of all time.
I don't even know if I saw that movie.
Oh God, you're in.
Yeah, that's what
for a
Arnold
treat.
Schwarzenegger's Iceman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has
or
the
Mr.
nipples on the Batman suit.
No, but
Oh yeah.
I go to it's Bale and Keaton for me. It's just Bale and Keaton. Like, yeah. Anyway, that is a whole nother freaking show.
It is like we can go, man. Like seriously.
So what number were you on?
I think you are on number 3, sir.
Damn, dude, damn, 3. I have a feeling it's going to be a movie I enjoy.
I think you probably should like it.
Oh,
Number 3.
oh man. And as much as I enjoy saying this, it's also sad because I'm sad, guys. I'm sad. Number 3 for me is Jeepers Creepers. The reason I'm sad is because if you've seen Jeepers Creepers 3 or 4, you'd be sad too. This is a movie that was trying to build a franchise and they just nosedived into the wrong part of the ocean. And but I will not forget. I will not forget the original Jeepers Creepers. And I try to be optimistic. I still hope that somehow it can be revived. But the original Jeepers Creepers I saw in the theater in 2001. And at that time was, for me, probably one of the most, if not the best horror movie I had seen in the movie theater. You know, I was young, but it had this old school horror vibe to it, you know, with, you know, the creeper where you're not even sure what it is, dumping the body down there, and there was that suspense, like what's going on, what is this? It had it all. And then you get to this creature that is something like we've never seen before, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It brought so much for me. It brought so much to the table, man. And then you're like, oh shit, it's got wings. It's you know, and the characters where you're just talking about basically 2 people. You're talking about Justin Long and whoever played his sister Trish. Their dialogue alone on that ride home was nothing short of, you know, fantastic.
It was believable. Like I didn't feel like they
was.
were reading lines or anything.
It was like they were brother and sister, man. Absolutely love Jeepers Creepers. And I've told you guys, you know, numerous times on this, on our show that I'm big on the art and the character of a horror movie, and it doesn't get more badass than the Creeper, man. It just doesn't. He looks phenomenal. He's got the whole predator thing, the wings, to me he's gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous. So it just sucks, man, because now when I think about it, I just think of where it's going. These last couple movies and stuff.
Oh, I feel like after the last one, it's gone. Like it's like either remake it or let it die.
Yeah, remake it or let it die. I do get it. It's just like, why? Like, damn it. We can have Freddy Krueger go on forever. We can have Scream go on forever. Why can't we do something decent with this damn Creeper? But I'll always have a very special place in my heart for that original Jeepers Creepers, and I just don't think it's going to go anywhere, man. It was great. I do know now that the director and all that of that movie is an absolute piece of dog shit. But put that aside, the movie is what it is. It did for me what it did. And it's high up there on my list, man. I'm a Creeper fan, dude.
I really like his truck. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was, and the
Very
whole on his
unique.
ass with the it's so fun, dude. It is so fun, that movie. That's not my Scarecrow. Lois got a hat off. Like,
I didn't think 2 was that bad either.
I didn't think
it was great. But
no, but it was not. No.
Yeah, I didn't think 2 was that bad.
I watched 2 not too long ago. No. It's phenomenal after you watch 4. It's gold.
I'd rather watch Rob Zombie's Halloween than watch 4.
I believe it. It's gold, man.
Twice.
It's gold. Yeah. No, 2 is not bad, man. But damn, there's no just.
I'd rather watch Ends than 4.
Dude, they are nosediving that franchise.
Yeah. All right, we are down to number 2. Now, number 2, this is just for me. This is just, I love this movie. I love this story. I even wanted to put the sequel in this top 10, but I couldn't do it. 2003. At that point, she was the love of my life. Kate Beckinsale, Underworld. I absolutely freaking love this movie, especially the original. I did like the sequel, but the original will always be my favorite. When this movie came out, I was just like, vampires for me, fighting werewolves, like that was really, and it was so much different than what I was expecting when I saw it. It was just so good. I absolutely love this movie. Number 2, Underworld. Now the sequel's not so much. Like, I can get 1, 2, and 3. I'm good. You know what I mean? And even 3 with the backstory, it does have a few slow points, but I understand the story that it's telling, because you want to go back and you want to see, Lucian's, like, where he got to where he was and everything. And it actually made that character more badass for when you rewatched 1 after you had seen 3. It's like, oh, I get it. Like, he is a big deal. Like, they were talking about in the original, like, oh, Lucian, he's been dead for the, this and that. I'm just like, who cares? It's a werewolf. But then you understand the story and you really see, you got glimpses of what happened, in Underworld and in the sequel, but you didn't really know until you saw
what
the
about
third
Marcus, dude.
Well, that's a sequel. You know what I mean?
Marcus is bad.
Marcus was ridiculous, dude. I mean,
he was
freaking awesome. I mean, even Michael, being the first, half and a half, vamp, and I thought that character was awesome. In the way, and look, guys, this movie's been out since 2003. If you mute me right now, because I'm about to do some spoiler stuff and I hate to do this, but it's been out for 20 years. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. your fault.
No, I think there's a rule. Like it doesn't.
If there's not, there should be.
There are no
And it's 20
spoilers if
years.
it's 20 years old.
Dude, when she cut Victor, the first time I saw that, you know, she jumps up, swings the blade, you know, and she stops and she turns around. He's standing there, still ready to fight. And she pulls that sword up and you see the blood on it. I'm sitting there looking at his chest, like, did she get him? And the top part of his head just slides off. And I'm like, no effing way. Like, that is crazy.
No,
and you saw how strong Victor was. You know, when they came down there after the wolves, that werewolf runs up on him. He grabs it and just holds it by its neck and looks at it before he kills it. You know, it's like, come on, man. This is the Death Dealers. I love the idea of the Death Dealers. I think that was super dope.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you like Underworld better than Twilight?
It's close, you know, because I am Team Edward.
Oh, sorry, Michael. I had to say
but
it.
Yeah, it's like the atmosphere, the movie, the gray, the tone, the rain. Like, I think that it was just perfect. You know, like, granted, they were vampires, so they're only out at night. You know what I mean? But how dark the movie was, but yet it was action packed. You know what I mean? And the Death Dealers look so badass to me, and definitely one of my favorite factions, you know, or groups out of the Death Dealers, man. Underworld, number 2 for me. I could talk about Underworld all day.
I did not know that because shit, I mean, dude, all we've done since I've met you is talk about movies, but there's so many movies to talk about. I did not know that you felt that way about Underworld, and I have an appreciation for Underworld as well. So we might have to check some of those out together.
I mean, you get the 4 and 5. I could take them or leave them. You know
I didn't know there was a 5, dude.
Yeah.
It's
like Blood Wars and something else.
But
I saw both of them once.
Dude, Marcus, the Likings. Oh, Likings. Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, Marcus is so badass.
Well, he ended up becoming a hybrid as well. You know what I mean? And he was there's just so much with that, man. I just wish that they did more with it than they did, but I'm happy with what I got. So.
But it's just the movie. It's the movie where, like, if somebody brings up, say, Twilight, it's like, dude, shut up. Go watch Underworld and shut up.
I told you what happened to me in that whole Twilight situation. When Twilight first came out, you know, I didn't really know what it was. I was working third shift for a job back then, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Hey, you want to go see a movie?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go. What do you want to see?" She's like, "There's this new vampire movie and werewolves." I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go." You know what I mean? And it took me about 5 minutes to realize what I was seeing. So, did Michael see the original Twilight in theaters? Yes, he did. There was this group of teenage girls in front of us, right?
I'm sure.
And I'm looking at her the whole time. Everything. This is how much of an asshole I was, okay, in this situation. And I won't go on too terribly long about, but every time something ridiculous for what I think werewolves and vampires should be,
they lit up.
When stuff like that, I would just look at her, like, and not break my stare while she's looking at the movie. Like, this is, when we were leaving, I got up like, this is horrible. I was like, this is god awful. I said, I'm ready to go. And you would have thought that I said something bad about Jesus or something with these girls sitting in front of us. Like, it was beautiful. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Jesus, let's go.
I wouldn't want to mess with them.
Yeah. So I'm thinking Underworld, and that's what I got. It's my own fault for not knowing, right?
I did this. I did the same thing, man.
It's definitely my own fault.
I had a similar experience. I had a brief, you know, girlfriend who knew I was into the horror, and her opinion, you know, I liked werewolves and, you know, vampires, and she just kept swearing, man, well, this movie, it's got vampires, it's got werewolves, you gotta check it out. You know, so I was right there with you. All right, well, let's check it out.
Oh, so you were that other guy on the other side that I kept looking at, like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I wasn't in the theater. Luckily, I
Well, at
wasn't in the
least there's
theater.
that.
But it was the point where they were running up the hill and there were sparkles coming down where I was like, I'm out.
That, yeah, I know.
I'm
I
out.
know.
I don't know what's going on, but there should not be sparkles, like maybe blood, but I was out. But
I
it was
still
so,
take full responsibility for that. I should have known better. Like the
yeah.
next day we went to Burger King and everything was like Twilight. And it's just like, how did I not know? You know, like that's what happens to me when I work third shift. You know, it's like I don't know. Like,
But yeah, I watched it too, Michael. I watched it too. All right, where are we? Enough of Twilight.
well, one more Twilight question. Jamie Hart said, "Did either of you guys watch all of the Twilight movies?" Jamie, I did not. If they got better, I apologize, but all I can go off of is the very first one that I saw.
Yeah.
Right, number 2.
For me.
Yeah, my
All
number
right.
2 was Underworld.
All right. Because I'm ready. I'm ready to get past Twilight. Damn. I don't think there's gonna shock anybody. My number 2, you hit it.
I did.
You hit it already. You hit it very early. 2003, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I was waiting for you to say Freddy versus Jason. That was the first 2003 I saw.
Guys, man, yeah, this 03. I won't revamp everything you said. But it's basically everything you said, but just like times 10 for me. It absolutely, I'm a big fan of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. But this movie it's a remake that, in my opinion, did everything a little bit better. Andrew Bernarski as Leatherface was, I think he was phenomenal. I think he was absolutely phenomenal. They nailed the atmosphere. Like you felt like you were back in the 70s. And you got Jessica Biel. What do I say, guys? I feel like I've talked about this movie a lot on our show. So it's one of my, not just in this decade, it's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I just feel like this movie just nailed it. They nailed the whole Texas Chainsaw thing. The characters were great. The acting was great. Down from all the main characters down to Andrew, how he portrayed Leatherface. He looked fantastic.
I was a little bitter that they cut his arm off, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I probably was too, but it's also a great scene how he actually grabs his arm and is just banging it and swinging. Like he was so scary as Leatherface. Like, dude, I'm not going nowhere near that guy.
Right.
Nowhere near him. He was terrifying. He was absolutely terrifying.
And the sheriff too. He was great in that movie.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. But it's just horror. For me, that movie was horror at its finest. And they made it all, and I like how they did. I love the clips from the beginning, how they make it all look like this is, based on true story, blah, blah, blah. And they do it really well. But yeah, this movie is way up there. And I've said that 100 times, but I absolutely love it. So it's going to take the number 2 spot for me.
All right. Cool. Let's see. catch up on the chat real quick. James is saying, what's wrong with werewolves and vampires? I love them both. I do too. Jamie is saying, well, they get better and darker as they go. By the time you get to the last one, you'll be a fan. I'll do my
your
best.
word for it?
Do my best.
Can we take your word for it?
Let's see. Jamie's also saying,
I've heard a lot of people say that. I really have. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to sound like a dick. I've heard a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I never want to sound like a dick. I just don't know if I can go much further in the Twilight saga.
Jamie's also saying Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is one of the best remakes ever. It is.
Okay, well then, yeah, I will check out the Twilight movies. I believe everything she says. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Darkroom Secrets is saying 1408. That's a damn good movie too. John Cusack, Stephen King, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. It didn't
I
do
really
much for
like
me.
that one. For sure.
Yeah, you would.
Thanks. Kim is saying, I like the Twilight movies, and of course the books are better, but Matt is not going to like them. I can't speak for Michael because I don't know him that well. Oh, probably. My husband watched 5 minutes and was out. Damn, I will say, here's one
Was
thing.
that Kim saying that?
Yeah, I did like one thing about the Twilight movie that I did see. I thought when they were playing baseball, I thought that was pretty cool. They hit the shit out of the ball, and they'd have to wait until there was thunder. Yeah, I thought that was cool. But we are down to number 1, and I'm glad we are because I have to go to the bathroom.
I do too. I'll go after you. You go right ahead.
All right, I will be right back.
All right. So we're down to number 1, guys. And I have a feeling most of you know what my number 1 is going to be. Unfortunately, I can't go into the chat because I don't have, those type of skills. But I guess we'll just wait for Michael. But yeah, back to the Twilight, guys. I have heard so many people say that if you stick with it, it gets better. And I've heard that. Like, they introduced the werewolves and but I watched that original and I don't know. I don't know how much further I can go. I don't know how much further I can go. And for me, when I think of werewolves and I think of vampires, I go to super dark. Super dark. Werewolves, for me, it's The Howling. It's The Howling. And vampires, for me, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Even John Carpenter's vampires was so good. But I guess they hit that teenage audience and they made a lot of money doing it. So who am I to say? I'm just talking about how I feel with the whole vampires and werewolves. I couldn't bring up chats or anything because I don't have that skill. But like, I just said, like, is with Twilight, if you're talking vampires and werewolves, I go to The Howling for werewolves. Vampires, I go to Bram Stoker's Dracula. I go to even John Carpenter's vampires. Like,
my favorite vampire movie of all time came out in the 80s. That's my go-to, and that's The Lost Boys. that's my favorite vampire movie of all time.
I can't hate on that, man. I can't hate on that. It's something I would have to like get back with you on, like as far as like my favorite vampire movie. Yeah. So we on number one?
We are on number one.
Oh, actually, I'm going to use the restroom. If you want to catch up on the chat real quick,
I will do that. Let me find out where I was. Dark Room Secrets is saying, Cain, see no evil. Dude, I saw that. God, it's been a while. I remember it, but I don't remember it. Like I can picture the cover of the DVD like in my mind, but it has been a while since I have freaking seen it. Let's see here. James is saying Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Love it. Leatherface was so awesome. Yeah, he was. Wayne is saying, damn, I missed a lot because my internet crashed for a bit. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Glad you're back, man. Definitely glad you're back. Jamie Hart, I like reaction videos. I just watched 3 different groups of guys taking on the Twilight series, and by the end, they were all truly invested in the story. It's delightful. How many movies are there? That's I don't know how many there are. Let's see. Wayne is saying Teen Wolf. Don't bash Teen Wolf. That was my childhood. I remember Teen Wolf. That was so much fun. American Werewolf in London for me. Yeah, that was another good movie too. I really like that one. Jamie is saying, I saw The Lost Boys in the theater. One of the best times of my life. Dude, The Lost Boys is so good. Like I watched that movie probably like 3 or 4 days ago. Like I just absolutely love that movie. I actually think we're doing Thursday, we're doing a watch party for the movie Paul. And I was thinking that my next watch party was going to be The Lost Boys. I was thinking that the other day when I was watching it because it's such a good movie. And I'm sure that there'll be enough people that would love to watch that. So I may be doing that maybe the following week. Maybe I'll do The Lost Boys. Russell is saying Lost Boys and John Carpenter's Vampires, 2 of my favorites. Yeah, they're definitely two good vampire movies for sure. Wayne is saying The Lost Boys is vampires for me. Near Dark is the best underrated vampire movie. You're not the only person that I've heard say that. Definitely good movies. Jamie Hart, Carpenter's Vampires is so good. It is. And you know what? The cool thing about John Carpenter's Vampires is, for me, it's cool for me, is it's been a while since I've seen it. So I get to go back and, kind of rewatch that. I should hear sometime soon because it's been so long since I've seen it. I'm back, buddy. I had to take a step away for a second. There were 5 movies. Kim is saying, wait until Matt gets back to bring up American Werewolf in London. Okay.
No.
Wayne is saying 4 Twilight movies, the final split into 2. Okay. Wayne is also saying, I have the Lost Boys soundtrack on vinyl record. I saw it in theaters 3 times. I have it on VHS, videotape, 2-disc DVD edition. Well, you are a fan, sir. I absolutely love the soundtrack to the Lost Boys. And I do own 2 copies of the movie. I have it on Blu-ray and I have it on 4K. It's a great movie. And the soundtrack, man, that song, Cry Little Sister. Oh my God, dude. Yes, thank you.
Marilyn Manson does a killer remake of that.
Does he? I haven't heard it, so I'll check it out for sure.
Michael, if you've not,
yeah, I will definitely check it out.
Damn, it's good. But if you're talking like soundtracks from horror movies from the 80s, like give me that. Give me that any day. Like, it could be a movie I don't like, but the soundtrack of horror from the 80s is just, that shit takes you back, man.
Yeah.
I know your favorite from Friday the 13th.
Friday 3. Oh yeah,
Yes,
I was just
yes.
thinking about that. I
Yeah.
heard it in my head when you were like soundtracks from the 80s.
No, but yeah, man, it's
I can
yeah,
hear it right now.
it's.
Of course, I can't play it because they'll be like, "Ah,
I love going back, man. Like,
yeah." We are on number one. We are on number one. You ready
all
for
right,
number one?
I am.
Everybody's gonna be like, "What?"
I am.
My number one. I'm going with my girl Samara. I absolutely, you know me. You know I love The Ring.
Damn,
The original. I don't really care too much for the sequels.
Damn,
Ring 2. It was okay, but it's the original for me. I absolutely love it. I hate the fact that they can't really redo anything with it because they would have to take it off of VHS tape, and now we do. So as much as I hate to say it, like physical media is not as popular as it used to be. So I don't know what they would do and
There's
be able to make it
collectors.
good.
There's collectors of it though. Could it be a collect? Could it be a collector?
A horror collection, like they could burn it onto a Blu-ray at this point. Like they could, you know what I mean? But it's not like when that movie came out, like everybody watched tapes, and now it's a lot of people stream everything. So it's like I couldn't see like that video being on like Netflix or like
just as sad
HBO
as you are, 'cause
Max
I don't
or
like
like
hearing you say that you're
any of that stuff.
died.
Like, so I hate that they can't really mess with it too much unless somebody you do like a Halloween 2018, 40 years later, they find an old VHS and they're like, how do we play this? And they get a place to burn it on the I don't know what they could do, but the original Ring, how much I loved the original version, well, the American version. I totally dig that one as well. When I saw this movie for the first time, I was like,
which
okay.
version is your number one?
The Japanese version.
Okay.
My favorite.
Okay.
But it doesn't take away from
Ringu.
Ring You, yeah.
Ring
it doesn't take away. And then some people say it's just Ring. You know what I mean? Like the U. It's I don't know.
Okay.
Either way,
I was feeling stupid that I said it wrong, but okay, I'm in the middle, I guess.
The Ring from 2002, it kind of, that scene in the closet at the beginning, I was not ready for that. And I actually got to see this movie in the theaters in a time of my life where I couldn't go to the theaters that often. And we went on a Tuesday night in Hawaii when I used to live in Hawaii. And we went there, and Tuesday night was, if you were in the military, it was like $1.50 to see a movie. So we would go on Tuesdays when we could. And The Ring was there. And we went and saw The Ring, and it had been forever since I had seen a good horror movie. And when I went into this, I had a blast with it. And like I said, that scene in the closet, those twisted up faces, I wasn't really ready for it. They kind of left Samara a lot of a mystery until the end. It kind of had that. And when she came out of the
what you have been seeing the American version?
Yes, in 2002. That's the one I'm talking about now.
Okay.
So when I went and she came out of that TV, man, I thought that was so cool how she'd be walking, and effects were different then, and how she would just like scoot up like that. I thought that shit was so freaking awesome. When she climbed up out of that TV and she was walking towards him and she was still flickering like she was in the TV. I thought it was so cool. I'm a big fan of Samara. Number one for me is The Ring.
Michael, I'll say, just to go off of your baby, how many like Shudder type movies made for TV copied off of the fucking Ring, dude. You start after the Ring, you started seeing so many.
Listen to the CD girls die. Listen to
well, just even seeing the creepy girl, like it was never done as well as The Ring, but there were creepy girls with that same like flickering, like it was everywhere. It was everywhere on every made for TV movie, dude. The woman that was like, her body twisted in a way it shouldn't,
and the speed,
like
it
spawned so much like I had never seen. So I do, my friend, would like if you would grant me that. I would love to watch The Ring with you, man.
Yeah, dude, I got a steelbook copy right in
because
my
I mean, yeah, you know where I live, but I enjoy The Ring, but nowhere near the way you do.
Oh yeah,
but I like that, man. I've watched a lot of movies where with friends of mine where I'm like, I want to watch what you love. I want to watch, what
kind of like seeing something from someone else's point of view.
Yeah, I want to watch what's your passion.
Ring. Wayne, Ringu, the Electric Boogaloo.
I've seen my shit 100 fucking times. Excuse my language, but I have. I want to watch something from somebody else's point of view. I've always loved your passion for Samara. And you're right with a lot of things you say about, like, as far as her battling other people. She's, dude, how do you touch Samara? Like, I get that. She's a beast, and I'm all about the power, man. Whether you're this big behemoth beast or you're this like, demonic,
dude, at that
12-year-old girl, like
seeing
I love the power,
was freaking like it irked me. You know what I mean? Like, I was lucky enough to go in to see The Ring without seeing a trailer, without seeing anything. I was like, man, this is creepy. Let's check this out.
And that had to be great.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes I want to like flip off the trailers. Like, dude, why'd you show me so much? Like,
I know. I know.
Yeah, I get that. And dude, Samara was so damn creepy, man.
Yeah, I mean, especially first impression for me, like it was freaking crazy.
I was creeped out by The Ring.
So
before I saw, go ahead.
It's not fair though, because I did see the other one. So granted, I didn't see the trailer, but I did see the Japanese version first. But I didn't know, like, here's the dumb thing, about me, was I didn't correlate the two. Like, I didn't put it together that that's what it was, because I didn't know.
But
we had come back from a deployment, like, we're going to the movies, you know what I mean? And my buddy's like, hey, the Ring looks cool. I'm like, hell yeah. Because the poster was just the circle and it said The Ring on it. You know what I mean? I had no idea. And then I started to put it together, like, oh, this is just like that other movie. And then it was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, dude, yeah.
But for the record, you prefer the Japanese version?
I do, because I feel like,
because when you talk about the movie, to me, it sounds like you're talking about the American version most of the time.
Well, I am talking about the American version right now.
Okay, well, why, if you prefer the Japanese version?
Because it's not in 2000s.
Okay.
You remember it was on my list for the 90 through 99? Or so I can't put it on a 2000s list if it's in the 90s.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Because that's a version I've never seen.
I don't know if you would like it though, because it leaves more to the imagination than it does than the US version.
Then I probably wouldn't, because for me, the American version already leaves too much to the imagination for me. Yeah. For my small brain. I'll just go ahead and say it before all you other fuckers do.
Dino did point out that Samara got beat up in Scary Movie. She did.
Scary Movie was so creative. So creative.
Oh yeah.
All right, number one.
Another one too. Yeah.
All right, so we're on my number one.
We are on your number one.
And guys, what else is it going to be? It's Twilight.
I already know what your number one is.
What else can I say about Twilight, guys? Like the sparkles alone were okay. Yeah. It's Rob Zombie's Halloween, and I'm sure 90% of you knew that, and I'm not. Michael, I promise you, I'm not going to talk for 35 minutes.
Good, because I got somewhere I got to be early in the morning.
Yeah. I'll just recap some of the things I've said. What it is for me, what it was about Rob Zombie's Halloween was, I think a lot of it was the time. I was younger. I was absolutely a Halloween fanatic. I was also a heavy metal. I'm still a huge heavy metal fan. I love White Zombie. I love Rob Zombie. Pantera, Static X, you name it. So for me, when all of a sudden I'm hearing that Rob Zombie, one of my favorite metal artists at that time, is also going to be directing, my favorite horror movie of all time. Like, I was just like, to me, it was like what? Like, it was a little bit too good to be true, because and I get where people, where they say, what they don't like about this, that, and the other. But here's what it comes down to, for me. Rob Zombie brought my favorite horror franchise, and all he did for me was added like a little more darkness and depth. He told me a little bit more about the story, and he made it a little creepier, a little more, so really that's all I needed. And I just absolutely loved it. And when it came out, I never thought like my favorite movie of all time was going to be ever remade, but not only ever remade, but remade by at the same time, one of my favorite, metal musicians. So man. And then, he makes Michael darker, more brutal. Absolutely love it. And then once I talk to you, Michael, more about it, I don't want anybody to think that, that I don't see, because I want them to know that I once talking to you about it, I see 100% where you're coming from as well, like where you could not stand Rob Zombies. When you first said that to me, man, I was like, what? You're on crack, man. But once you explained yourself, and I so get it, man. I so get it. You like Michael as the shape, this mysterious. So I just yeah, I want you to always know that I totally get that. And but for me, it was just like at the time, it it just worked for me, man. It worked. Taking my favorite movie, making it a little more violent, um, and yeah, it's got a place for me, man. It's not just my favorite movie of this decade. It's my favorite horror movie of all time. And my number one is Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Cool.
What?
Cool.
Yeah. But
That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
But yeah, like I always say to everyone about Halloween, everybody that's a Halloween fan is a Halloween fan first. You know what I mean? But we all have our own little reasons, that we like Halloween so much. You know what I mean? And they're all different. I mean, some people like it because of the way he looks.
Nah,
Some people like it for the way he kills stuff. You know what I mean? Some people like the fact that you don't understand, you don't want to know why he did what he did, and then some people want to know why. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
sure.
So one good thing I can say, about that is, it gives people that want answers. You know what I mean?
Your
People that
opinion
wanna
was.
know that stuff.
I'll go as far as to say this, Michael.
Mhm.
I don't know if I've ever told you this, but your opinion on it was so. It was so good, and it made so much sense. Like that, it in a way, it made me a little jealous. Like I was like, God, I kind of wish. Honestly, there was times where I'm like, I kind of wish I don't, because I do see it your way as well. I do, man. I do. Like,
But you like what you like.
no, but I also see like I see where Michael's such a badass when you don't freaking know. Like, I just don't know if I ever told you that, but like, I see your opinion so well, like where there's a part of me that's like, but I guess I was able to let that go.
Right.
You know, but I get it, man. I so get it, because that takes the boogeyman to a whole nother level, dude. It does. It does.
Well, he's just not in Rob Zombie's movies. He's not the Shape. You know what I mean? The Shape
I do,
was,
man. That's
yeah,
exactly
he
what I'm
was,
saying.
he
I
was,
do.
he was Michael Myers, and there was just so much stuff that
He was a
I
behemoth.
didn't want to know. And, if
Yeah.
I'm watching Rob Zombie's Halloween, I'm watching, 9 times out of 10, I'm watching the director's cut.
Okay.
And it's 55 minutes into the movie before you meet Laurie Strode. And it's just like, good God, man, we just spent an hour on everything I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for me. But then
Yeah.
again, there are people that want that. There are
Sure.
people that some people, I need to know why. You ever have that friend when you were younger
Sure.
that was like, why? And it's just like, some people want to know all that stuff.
Sure.
And for me, I don't. And it's not like I say, like, oh, you like Rob Zombie. No, I don't care. Dude, you like Michael for the reasons you like Michael. Yeah, Michael's awesome. You love Halloween 6. I love, freaking,
That
Halloween.
was before I knew he could be stopped by rocks. I never knew that.
Well, I mean, apparently, if you want to kill Michael and Jason at the same time, all you need is some rocks and a water hose, right?
Yeah.
So if we're gonna go by that,
Yeah.
I'll take them both right now. I got this. I got some
man.
rocks in my pocket. I've got a water hose. Good to go, man.
Yeah, man. I missed you, Michael.
And it's just like, those are the things, though, man. And that's something that I always tell people. For some reason, I'm that person that people want to convince me that I'm wrong. And I don't care. I like what I like. You like what you like. Everybody in the chat likes what they like. And the fact that we all just love Halloween in general, because we can bicker amongst ourselves, but let somebody come in here to a panel full of Halloween lovers, whether you love Rob Zombie, whether you love John Carpenter, whether you love them both.
Whether
And
you love part 6,
right,
director's cut.
Somebody comes in and they're like, yeah, Michael's stupid. Then you got like a whole panel of people like, come on, man. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, man. Love what you love, and nobody ever has to explain themselves onto, why. You can ask me my opinion and I can tell you,
not on our show, they don't.
What do you mean? Yeah, I know, definitely. And that's one of the things, man. It's like what you like, man. And I'm just grateful that we have, people that love to discuss these things, man, because I can talk about this stuff till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
And it's great. Love what you love, man. And I tell that to all of our people in here.
Yeah.
Now, some things I'll say why, and it's not that I'm hating on you for it.
No,
but there are people, there are absolutely people that love resurrection. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't understand that one bit, but I'm happy for you that you get to go and watch Resurrection and be like, hell yeah, man.
No, I love it. I want to hear what they have to say. Like, man, yeah.
And it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, I can't reiterate that enough, dude. Like, Michael, on our show, dude, if I just want everybody, I don't give a damn what your favorite movie is, man. I want you to feel comfortable coming on here and saying exactly what it is and why. And yeah, man, I'm the last person to call somebody a dick or an asshole or a douchebag for liking something, man.
Well, too, and I think that some people, they get mad when you disagree with them. You know what I mean? And that's I think that's crazy too. Like I try not to engage in those conversations about it when people start to get worked up because you don't think that their favorite version is not your favorite version, and you're just like,
sure,
okay,
sure.
But Jamie Hart is saying, I 100% agree. I am one of the Rob Zombie's biggest defenders. And Russell is saying, great choice, Matt.
Like think about it. Like, Michael, if we didn't think the way that we just said we did, you and I wouldn't have this show.
Or be friends. You know what I mean?
No, we wouldn't. No,
right.
No, man, we wouldn't. Because we think different as fucking anybody else.
But see, too, off the show, you and I can joke around about it.
The first person I want to say, hey, come check this movie out with me.
You and I can joke around with each other, being friends. I'm sure all the people in the chat have friends like this, where you could be like, Rob Zombie's the greatest Halloween, and I'll be like, you're smoking. You know what I mean? Because we're friends like that, and you don't take that the wrong way. You know what I mean? But people are so technical about all the little things, and it's like, dude, like what you like.
I love it, man.
But Russell is also saying, great choice, Matt. Dino is saying, Michael, how did it make you feel knowing you shared the same name as Michael Myers? Did that make you like him more? Nah, dude, for me, it was always the mask. Like that was always that. It was always the mask for me. I think, I'm the biggest Friday fan in the world.
Well, shit, man.
And I think that, Michael's got style, man. Like, when he looks good, he looks good. I can say that about Michael. But let's go on the opposite side. When he looks bad, oh man, can he look bad? Like, seriously. Like, and we've talked a lot about that stuff too.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love about
he's a real bad recently.
One of the things, and of course my opinion is I think that Halloween has probably the best highs. Like, their great moments are the best moments. But I also think that they have their lows, where their lowest moments are low. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at Halloween, and me, I love Halloween, but I probably dislike more Halloween movies than I like, but I'm a big Halloween fan.
And that's something we should touch on one night. As far as just like, even if we call it like classic franchise lows, like something like that, because I think it could be a great show. So many phenomenal franchises, man, have some of the darkest lows, dude. Darkest lows. Don't get me started on fucking Hellraiser. Don't get me started. That's a shit show. Like they shit on their shit on that. Like, oh my god. And how great of a character has Pinhead. They should have done him so much more justice. But it's, dude, all of them, if you think about it, Michael, Leatherface, he's got there's some duds in there, dude. You know how I feel about Freddy.
Yeah.
Most of the franchise, I think, is trash. Jason has his shit moments. Michael's got his shit moments. And I just, they all have more than I would have expected. Like, gosh damn. Like, the material is right there. Great material, Michael, to make a halfway decent movie. And we come out with shit with like Freddy's Dead and, Jason Goes to Hell and shit. How did that shit, come about? But I'll shut up. But that could be a great freaking show.
Yeah, but it'd definitely be a long one, because there's a lot to go through with that. We could probably break it up though, and I think that could be fun to definitely do.
I do. I'm like all jokes aside, it could be fun. Like where quality franchises, fucked up. Like, because damn, did they?
Yeah. I just want to say something about this comment. Dude, I love Big Trouble in Little China. Like that's my jam for real. Jack Burton, that's my guy right there.
Freddy.
But yeah, man, this was fun. I do have to jet though because I've got to get up in a few hours. Be somewhere in the morning. But this was definitely a great show tonight.
Yeah,
sure. But Matt, we forgot to re-raffle that mask.
Got it. I got it.
Yeah. So let them know what you're doing.
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
So guys, everyone on the chat can give a big thanks to Brittany Witten. She was the second winner of the raffle that we did. And she's just not a big, collector, not her thing. I double, triple checked with her, and she said that she would like me to do the drawing again for the second winner and this winner gets a Halloween Ends mask, which is actually not a big fan of the movie, but the mask is actually sick. So
now you're pulling from the chat from last time, right?
I am.
Okay.
I am because that's fair.
Right.
So, all right. I'm actually mixing it up a little here, and let's see who we got. This is going to be Eye Candy LLC.
Okay. So if you are in the chat still,
yes.
Eye Candy, message me on Instagram where you would like this mask sent to, because you are our winner for tonight. Message me on Instagram at MoviesAndBeyond 78. And I will pass off your information to Matt, or you can contact Matt on Mad Matt's Mask via Facebook Messenger and give him where you want that mask shipped to. And definitely congratulations on
Heck yeah, man.
Halloween Ends
Heck
mask.
yeah. So yeah, that is Eye Candy LLC.
Yeah,
Is the
definitely.
winner.
So, Matt, I will definitely let you know if I hear anything from them. Let me know as well. And if we haven't heard anything by
Yeah.
our show next week, we will hopefully they'll be in the chat and we can let them know that they have a Halloween Ends mask
Heck yeah.
that they won. So,
and I think this is the beginning of that. We'll do another drawing again. I think it's been a lot of fun.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I actually probably have something that I can auction off too because I have a replacement that I have behind me. So I'll let you know if I'm going to do that or not. For
Michael,
sure.
I will
Yeah.
absolutely take your Jason
No.
Part 7 mask. That's no problem.
Not at all. Not at all. You already know that's never gonna happen. I love y'all, but damn, my mother
been
ain't getting
great,
that. My
guys.
mother ain't getting that mask. Sure. But yeah, so next week, I'll talk to Matt a little bit backstage, figure out what we want to do for next week. Now, the following week, we will not be doing a show. That will be the Mad Monster weekend with the premiere of Dylan's New Nightmare. So we will not have a show then. But next week we will.
This is next Sunday.
Next Sunday is good. Yes. Next Sunday is
we're on.
We are on, yes.
Okay.
We are on next week. So again, everyone, thank you for coming. And we had a blast as usual. And I just want to say thanks again.
Absolutely.
And I'll see you guys next time.